Yo, peace, family. I ain't gonna take too long. I'm already a little behind. We just gonna do the state's case. We gonna start with that. So appreciate y'all being here. Let's get right into it. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe on your way in. Share with a friend. Let's go.
Welcome to Flesh of the God.
Well,
All right, so
isn't
if you'll
this
sit closely
a nice
to those
surprise?
microphones and be sure to speak loudly and clearly into them. Thank you. You may proceed.
Thank you. Good morning.
Morning.
If you could introduce yourself to the two juries.
My name is Tim Graham.
Now, sir, back in January of 2020, were you working for the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office?
Yes, I was.
What was your position?
I was a police officer.
Around that time, were you training other police officers?
Yes, I was.
Specifically on January 15th, 2020, were you training a recruit?
Yes, I was.
Do you remember his or her name?
Prater.
Do all police officers train recruits?
No, sir.
You were tasked with training?
Yes.
Was Officer Prater fresh out of the academy?
I don't remember if he was fresh, but maybe a couple months out.
Does the academy include physical training?
Yes.
Was Officer Prater, in your opinion, fit at that time?
I believe so.
Now, turning your attention specifically to January 15th, 2020, was there a point in time when you responded to a call that was being dealt with by a former colleague, Jimmy Collins?
Yes, sir.
You could explain to the juries what transpired.
Officer Collins put out a call, shots fired at shopping center at Maryland Townsend. He was in a vehicle pursuit. We responded southbound on Townsend. Officer Collins got into a pursuit on foot. We got to that location near the 900 block of Townsend. We saw Officer Collins pointing in the direction west of Townsend near Carlotta of a male subject running west. We started to drive towards Carlotta and we saw a male subject running.
Now, I want to make sure for the jury that we have the reference. So we'll use it north, east, south, west, okay?
Yes, sir.
Townsend pretty much runs directly north to south.
That's correct.
And Carlotta, is that west or east of Townsend?
Well, yes, sir. It runs east and west. West and east, yes, sir.
The area that you responded to, was it west of Townsend?
It was west of Townsend, yes, sir.
And so I'm going to have you pick it up in what you were explaining to the jury. You and Officer Prater in your vehicle respond west and see somebody.
Yes, we saw a male subject running.
What was the distance?
We saw the male subject running from our vehicle,
The closest that you saw this male subject running that morning, how far?
50 to 75 yards.
Using this courtroom, how far would you say? If you could estimate it.
The closest we got was to the door once we closed the gap. But the first initial time that we saw him was past the courtroom.
We're talking about the closest you ever got. The closest you ever got was 50 yards?
The closest we got was 50 yards.
Estimate.
Estimate,
All right. Can you use this courtroom? Would that be from that corner to that corner?
if that's 50 yards. Possibly.
Do you think?
Possibly.
All right. But you were able to see this person.
From the backside. I never saw the front of the subject.
You were able to observe that person's movements?
Yeah, he was running.
Yeah. And from that person's movements, were you able to make any assessment as to his physical fitness, his or her physical fitness?
I don't understand your question.
Did you see this person jump a couple of fences?
Absolutely.
He was able to evade Officer Prater?
And me.
Now, as you're responding and viewing this person, did you call out over the radio a description of what you saw?
Yes, sir, I did.
Do you remember what that description was?
Yes, sir.
If you could please tell the jury what that description was.
He was approximately 5'8" to 5'10", black male, wearing a black.
I'm sorry to interrupt. Can everyone in the audience please make sure that your electronic devices are turned off? Thank you. You may proceed.
Yes, ma'am. Black male, I believe it was a gray shirt with black sleeves and black pants.
Tried to chase him on foot, right?
We tried to chase him on foot, and we were in the car initially when we saw him. So
Was this person that was jumping fences, that was 5'8" to 5'10", were they able to evade you?
yes, sir. Yeah, he did.
Now, the build on this person,
Yes, sir.
do you remember giving a description on the build?
I don't think I did it over the radio, but I think I previously testified to that.
Do you remember the build of the person that you saw?
Yes, sir.
And what was the build of the person? Were they very fit?
I'm sorry.
Very fit?
I would say fit, yeah, medium build.
Would you say, quote unquote, very fit?
I guess so, yes, sir.
Would it refresh your recollection, take a look at the deposition?
Yes, sir.
Council, pages 87. Your Honor, may I approach?
Yes.
Mr. Graham, you can just take a look at this. Starting line 14.
Okay, very fit. Yep.
You just said a moment ago, I want to make sure that it goes with the question. Would you describe the person as very fit?
It says very fit, and before that it says rather fit, too.
So, very fit, right? And again, I'm not here to put words in your mouth. The person that you saw was rather fit, very fit. They were fit.
They were fit.
Fit enough to outrun you.
Fit enough to jump fences. Yes, sir.
Did you author a report in this case?
Yes, sir, I did.
Before you retired from the force, you're no longer on the force now?
I retired in October of 24, yes, sir.
All right. So the purpose of police reports, are they to make sure that the knowledge that you obtain at that time is memorialized for the future?
Yes, sir.
Was there anything in there that you remember where you say, 5'8", 5'10", fit, jumping fences, but I'm not sure? Did you equivocate in any way?
No, sir. Not that I recall. I mean, it's been 5 years, sir.
Would it refresh your recollection? Take a look at the report?
I looked at the report already, sir.
All right. So was there anything in there in your testimony where you're saying to this jury, look, I gave that description, but I'm not sure?
Sir, I could have been wrong on the height. He could have been 6'2", 6'4". He was running.
But on that day when you wrote the report, you wrote it and that's what you believed it to be, right?
I believed it to be. He could have been 5'4", but he was running.
And regardless of the height, regardless of the weight, it was somebody that was fit enough to be jumping fences and evading.
Absolutely. Yes, sir.
All right. One brief moment, Your Honor.
Okay.
What up, what up, what up? Tat, tat, tat. I see you. Appreciate you joining, family.
Nothing further. Thank you.
All right, cross-exam.
Might as well get some of this in, man. You know, spending too much time recording. I got to start going
24
live
years,
more.
yes, sir.
Wrote a lot of
Like
reports.
every day.
Yes, sir.
In your reports, is it like a diary where you write your emotions and your feelings about how you feel about something?
No, sir.
It's your best effort to write in a short narrative what you observed.
That's correct, sir.
And when you saw the suspect for the first time, you were still in your police car,
That is correct.
and so was Officer Prater.
That is correct.
And you said that the suspect, at best, you got 50 yards in distance. At worst, when you first saw him, you were 75 yards away.
That's an estimate, yes, sir.
And you don't believe that you ever got a good look at this person.
The whole time, correct. It was from the backside.
Okay. At all times, this person was running away from you.
That's correct. Yes,
It was
sir.
in a crouched running motion.
That is correct.
People run standing straight up.
They could, but this person was running away.
Okay.
So
They're trying to run away from the police.
that is correct.
They're in full sprint.
Yes, sir.
Okay. You said his back is towards you at all times.
That is correct.
So you never saw him from the side or anything like that.
No, sir.
You said that he jumped a fence.
2 fences.
So by the time that you get to the first fence, he's already in the process of jumping the second fence.
That's correct.
So again, at all times that you're seeing this person, he is running away from you and is either in running motion or is jumping a fence.
That is correct.
And you described this person as not slim,
That's correct.
not skinny.
That's correct.
You said that he was repeatedly told defense attorneys he was medium build.
That's correct.
Okay, if you'll rephrase your question.
You repeatedly said that he was medium build.
Yes, sir.
Overruled.
At the defense counsel asked you on direct examination that he was very fit. He was wearing a tracksuit, so you couldn't see what his muscular tone was.
No, sir, I could not.
In fact, you said that he did not look like a person who always lifted weights.
That is correct.
You described him as a person who didn't look like he ever missed a meal.
That is correct.
I don't have any other questions.
All right. Any questions from for Mr. Whitaker? No, Your Honor. Thank you. Any redirect?
Yes, Your Honor. So, Mr. Graham, what you're saying is he didn't look like a malnourished person.
That is correct.
Now, you as a police officer, when you're giving a description, you're giving it so that your colleagues can help find the person, right?
I'm not a police officer anymore.
When you were.
That's correct.
All right. Because this person, this shooter, is running through neighborhoods, and that could be a threat to all of the residents of Duval County.
Absolutely.
All right. So when you're giving the description, you're taking into consideration, you as a trained police officer, things like the fact that the guy was running, right?
Yes, sir.
You didn't say, it could be a taller guy, but he was crouched. You gave your best estimate at the time.
Did the best I could, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes. And you also had points of reference, like the fences, right? You saw this person run, approach a fence, and jump over.
It's 75, 50 yards. Yes, sir.
I understand that, but you saw the point of reference, right?
Sure, I did.
And you took all of that, the totality of the circumstances, to come back to your best estimate. You didn't say specifically a height. You said 5'8" to 5'10", right?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor. Nothing further.
All right, may this witness be excused?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, thank you, sir. You are excused and free to go. All right, you may call your next witness.
Your Honor, our next witness is
Man, trying to pull this picture up, I don't know what's going on. That was a pointless, not the second one, but the prosecution, every question he asked was pointless. He just repeated everything the defense said. Like, what was even the purpose of that? Let me see if I got some T-Bow time. Yeah, we got a little.
one brief moment, Your Honor.
Okay.
Pull up the note.
That was pointless. What up, Joni 4? I see you. Appreciate you joining, family. Y'all hit that like button. Building a new algorithm, you know what I'm saying? So every little bit counts.
Your Honor, I pause because
every share.
humbly, I would disagree that present sense impression is not a hearsay exception. It would also fall with an excited utterance because both of them testified that they're calling out over the radio while they're chasing somebody and going through that adrenaline of chasing somebody. So I would say that it could also fall within the parameters of excited utterance.
I'll have to look up my notes on Officer Collins, but I don't recall former Officer Graham testifying to that. That wasn't asked of him.
I just asked him, Your Honor, that, and I'm happy to recall him, I can text him and bring him back in, that he receives a call out in the radio, and contemporaneous to that, we all know that the officers are conveying information on the radio, and the information that Your Honor will see from these CAD notes is exactly what he just testified to. And those are the only two officers that witnessed somebody in that area.
I understand. I'm just trying to understand which of the hearsay exceptions you believe the CAD notes fall under, because, of course, they are hearsay, because those CAD notes are an out-of-court statement offered to prove the truth of the matter asserted. But if it fits under one of the numerous exceptions under 90.803, that's what I'm trying to specifically understand. So you're saying excited utterance, subsection 2, and you're saying public record under subsection 8 or some other subsection? Tell me what is your argument as to why the CAD report should come in, under what exception to hearsay, so I can appropriately rule.
So we would say for the purpose of authentication, we've laid the predicate for business record. That was done through Smith. As for the hearsay exception, it would be twofold. I believe that it falls within present sense impression being an exception to hearsay in the state of Florida. In the event that that
Which
is...
subsection under the statute is that?
Oh, give me a second to pull that up then.
Okay.
And Your Honor, if you want me to, while I'm pulling that up, I can publish to you what's in the CAD notes.
That'd be great.
Great. I'm getting better, AJ. Yeah. So, Your Honor, right here, 5686, they put in the badge number of Collins, which the state brought out in their direct. And that is 100% consistent with what he stated, 55 to 59, west from Townsend.
So this is a 53-page document. Are you redacting portions of it? Because it includes more than just these two officers.
Correct. I could either redact, or if it's done, the same way that we would do a stipulation, that there was call action detailed notes stating just this. I mean, I could do it in a separate memo. The other statement, which is consistent with Graham, black male, gray sweatshirt, black sweats, 5'8" to 5'10", westbound on West Lawn, last seen jumping fences.
How do we know those statements are from those officers? Because it's not identified on this CAD report.
On the first one, it is.
Let me see, go back up there.
5686 is Collins's badge number,
How do we know that?
because he testified to it on direct examination.
He gave his badge number?
Right, literally the first question was asking his badge number. I was surprised. It saved me a question, but it was brought out.
Okay.
He said literally the first question. His dumb ass asked his badge number,
5686
so
is his
that
badge
opened the door.
Literally, if Your Honor goes back, literally, he gets up there, Jimmy Collins, badge number 5686.
All right.
And what's the issue anyway? They supposed to be able to. You supposed to be able to access their badge number without no drama. I don't get that part. I must have missed the beginning.
All right, but so let me go back to your request for admissibility under what particular exception?
Your Honor, I'm pulling that up now so that I can give you the specific number.
Okay.
Welcome to Flesh of the God.
Well, isn't this the Messiah?
Tara, hold on. Let me see. I got her head covered, huh? Let me show Tara. Put some respect. Oh, y'all can't even see her, right? Oh, she moved. Never mind. She left.
803.1 and 2, I believe.
So spontaneous statement and excited utterance?
Here, I'll use my computer.
Lady Justice is blind. Everybody can hear.
That would be the right front, the right left, excuse me, the right left side, front. Okay, all right.
Yes, Your Honor. So I'd go with Florida Statute 90-8031, which allows for the admission of a statement describing or explaining an event or condition made while the declarant was perceiving the event or condition or immediately thereafter. And I don't, the only times that it would be inadmissible is if it lacked trustworthiness, but the cumulative evidence in this case between their testimony of what they stated, the reports that support it, there's no question that it's trustworthy.
The absence of evidence is not the evidence of absence.
What?
Big shout out to Joni Ford while they getting everything loaded up. While they still thinking about what they doing, y'all show Joni Ford some love, dropping some Blue Jays and some coins in the chat. Stream sponsor again, that's 2 days in a row. Appreciate the love and support, family. Shout out to you, shout out to you. And shout out to Chad My Black is Golden, always a stream sponsor. Much love, family. Appreciate y'all. Y'all show her some love in the
All right,
chat.
so those two exceptions, so not business records?
Well, no, Your Honor, we'd move to admit it of those two in conjunction.
I'm sorry, in conjunction with what? With business records?
Together, yes.
Okay.
We add in the business record exception given the fact that that also goes to authenticity because the government's stating that it may not be accurate, but we know from Officer Smith, and I did ask the questions, the predicate for business record.
And let me ask about this. Were those records obtained with a business certification?
Yes.
Okay.
That it was provided by the state to me, I can show it to them. Specifically for here's the digits in the top of all the cap notes. And it was authored for, like at the top it says, KSOO 200115000343554. The business record certification we have specifically has that in the title, and then on the left-hand column has all the other CAD notes that were provided.
Is it a certification, though, that comports with 90.902 subsection 11? In other words, signed under oath by the custodian of records? The typical business certification that one must have to enter any kind of business records.
Yes, Your Honor, I can put it on the overhead.
Okay.
Shout out to Starfish and Coffee, gifted a membership. Pretty sure she tuned in over there at Taylor Gang. But she'll probably catch up with us on one of the night sessions. Shout out to
So if Your Honor
Starfish
sees,
and
and I've
Coffee.
got two of the documents up here, the 34354. Put them side by side.
All right, and last question then. How do I, what's the word I'm looking for? As you know, typically, police reports are inadmissible in evidence. They contain inadmissible hearsay, and indeed, in 90.803 in particular, with reference to these public records and reports in subsection 8, it says that it is excluded in criminal cases matters observed by a police officer or other law enforcement personnel. How do I jive those two provisions when police reports in and of themselves are not admissible in a criminal trial?
Where are your police reports?
Your Honor, it's twofold. First, the call action detail notes are made in the moment. Officers can write reports much later in time. But more importantly, the second point, that reports are created in anticipation of litigation, whereas call action detail notes are made in the moment. I think the fear was, it was a two-edged sword that they were concerned about, that officers could create documents to strengthen a case because you can do a report, and sometimes the reports are months, years later, whereas the call action detail notes, they only happen in the moment. You can't go back and change it later.
All right, so then I'll hear any further argument from the state, otherwise I'm going to go ahead and rule on this exhibit.
Your Honor, the only thing I can add, similar to a 911 call or body cam.
Okay. So, the 55-page exhibit obviously cannot be moved in to its entirety because it contains other statements by other individuals whom we don't know and who have not testified here today, so that would be an admissible hearsay. I will allow the first one that is identified by Officer Townsend's badge number. I honestly don't recall that he gave his badge number, but I'm going to take your word for it.
Collins, not Townsend.
Oh, Collins, excuse me, right. Talking about Townsend Road, getting the names mixed up. The second one is unidentified as to who said it, so I'm not going to allow the second statement because it doesn't show in the record who made that statement. So we don't know. But the first one, if identified as Officer Collins's, I will allow you to excise just that line out of the entirety of the 55-page document, and you can move that in to evidence on an exhibit if you have it.
So let Your Honor know, and I do have it, it's already out there, but what I could do is this, where the first page I black out pretty much everything except the information that shows that it's CAD notes, delete out all the other pages, and just have that 1 second page and black out everything on that page. I think it's better than blacking out 50 pages.
I agree. I mean, State, I understand you object to this exhibit coming in, but knowing my ruling and as explained, are you acceptable with that? Okay. So if you will make just the one page with everything blacked out other than Officer Collins's description given at the moment. All right. All right, so we will just await. Is Mr. Mizrahi deposing the witnesses outside? What's happening? And what's the time frame for him? I know he's in Europe. Where in Europe? What's the hour delay?
Your Honor, I think he came back just recently from Europe, so now he's in New York.
Oh,
That shouldn't be an issue.
okay.
I spoke to him yesterday, he had told me they just come back. I believe he's in New York now.
All right.
And that other didn't take too long.
That would be the right front, the right left,
Just
the
for
right left side.
clarity of record on the issue of the CAD report, since 3 hearsay exceptions were delineated, and so the appellate court knows my ruling. As for spontaneous statement, I will allow it. As for excited utterance, I will not. There was no testimony from Officer Collins establishing excited utterance. And for business records, I'll allow it. So that's why I'm allowing it with the edits that I have already described.
Yeah, Your Honor, understanding that we have the jury waiting, I'll make sure that I move very quickly. Can you step out so I can make that phone call?
Yes.
And then just write me back, I'll edit that document, it should only take me minutes.
And that's going to be what, defendants 2, 4, what number? Okay, we don't have a defendants 2. I just want you all to know we've skipped. We have defendants 1, which is the photo of Chris Brown, and defendants 3, which is the video from January 14.
Correct. Defense 2 was a disc that was CAD notes, but it's unedited. So I don't know if we just leave it as 2.
Not if it's going, I mean, if you want to make it part of a court exhibit for appellate purposes, that's fine, but let's not confuse the numbers for the jury. I mean, I'll let you number it, I guess, how you want.
We'll do 4, and then that one, at least it's in the record, the other note that we were trying to get in.
You mean the 53 pages?
That's what's on the disc.
Okay.
Once it's written.
They skipping and jipping. What up, Mark from Lady Lake, Florida? I see you. Appreciate you joining, family.
But the other document.
All right, so for the record, defendants 2, which is not, let's call it not a number. The numbered exhibits are evidence, lettered exhibits are for identification. So we can call this defendants A for identification. So the record is clear. It is the complete 53-page CAD notes that are not being moved into evidence, correct?
Correct.
All right. Or however many pages, 52, 53?
I believe 53 exactly.
Okay. All right, well, if any of the court staff need a recess, we'll take this time to be in recess while we do these things. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. I should have known that was coming. But I got some stuff for y'all. What up, everybody in the building? Shout out to y'all for being here. Brown Sugar Babe. What up, though? Joni Ford. Mark, how you say that? Bowmeister? Did I say that right? Mark Bowmeister? What up, yo? Appreciate y'all being here. Let me grab something else for y'all. I got some stuff lined up. Let me see what else I got. Oh, here we go. I got the brother. Y'all remember, what's his name, brother? The son? Let me see. Abdul Robinson? All right, what is his name?
What time did you see the bottom of the actual gun?
No, sir.
Okay. And the drugs and shit that was in the case, it was some Molly, and what else was in it?
That's KSOO's brother. The junior. What's his dad's name again? Abdul Robinson or something? This is the junior right here. Let me see. Let me start the other one.
Hey, Detective Wish. I was gonna ask you. Yeah, I'm ready to corroborate, but can I get a cigarette? I already got some cigarettes already.
Let's wait till later. You have to wait till later for all that stuff.
Yes, sir. Let's see if the security guys got something at the desk. I don't need I got some cigarettes in the property after we get all this cigarette.
This is what I do. This is what I do. You can't smoke in the building. Okay?
How many times he gonna ask for cigarettes on here? I think about 4 or 5 times. So yeah, this is the son. Remember his dad, KSOO dad, testified against him. And remember they kept talking about he has another son with the same name as him, the junior. This is the junior right here.
But after everything is all done, before you get over to the jail, I'll make sure you can have a smoke out.
So I'm going to jail for sure tonight.
More likely, yeah. You are.
You know what? For what?
We're going to get to that stuff in a little while, okay?
Yes, sir.
I'm going to read you this right here, this rights forms first. It says here you have the following rights under the United States Constitution. You anytime consult with a lawyer. Do you understand this?
Yes, sir.
Are you sure?
Yes, sir.
All right,
Can I ask you one more thing? So, like, what makes you, like, think that most likely I'm going to jail?
I'm going to get to that stuff in a little while, man. It's just my crap right there.
Cause like I just feel like I understand like I should go for like the running and stuff, but if I give you, if I give you all the information you need, could you try to like help me out?
This the thing, my man. Can I sit here and make a deal with you and say, yeah, man, you tell me X, Y, and Z, bro, I can get you out. You want to go to jail, man? I can't do that. If I tell you that, I'm lying to you. I ain't gonna lie to you. Now, the only thing I can do, the state attorney, the prosecutors, they have that power. They can make all the will and deal that they want to. I can't.
Yeah.
The only thing I can do is, if they call me or what have you, when I do my report, especially if they call me, they may ask me my little 2 cents and I can give it to them. I can say, well, yeah, I talked to them at Abdul.
So before we get charged, don't you talk to them?
Oh. They're man, they, be honest with you, whoever your case is going to go to, I have no idea.
Yeah, you just doing the report, but
that's it. All that stuff is going to, when after the arrest is made and all the reports are done, since the patrolman made the arrest, what's going to happen, he's going to take all the reports and all that stuff, he's going to take it to the state attorney's office, and whoever, God only know who they're going to assign it. Yeah. Right now, we don't know. That's probably going to be taken care of on Monday or Tuesday, whenever this case is filed with them. That's the way that'll run. But I don't know what they're going to charge you with. I would imagine at the very least, since you ran, at least a resistance charge.
I'm finna tell who called me. I'm finna tell how I got that host, all that. I'm finna tell what he said, you know. But like, I don't want to write too much. Like, ain't you been recording? So I ain't got to do all that writing.
Well, bro, like I said, I ain't gonna lie to you. You been recording right now.
Oh, shit, bro, I don't care, bro. Like I told him, if y'all bring him in here, I tell him to his face. You know what I'm saying, bro? You wild and take your charge.
Alright, what? Abdul, what? How do you spell your name?
Abdul, ABDUL.
Yeah, what's your last name, Abdul?
Robinson, ROBINSON.
What's your date of birth?
11/6/94.
And what's your address?
1265 Pangola Drive, PANGOLA.
Alright, Abdul. Here we go. Now's your chance, bro. Let's take me back to just take me back to the beginning, man.
Alright, fuck it. The beginning. This how you want to tell how just beginning of the day.
Beginning of the day.
Take
me to the beginning of this day.
The beginning of the day. Alright, I was at my old lady house. Her name Tanya Unique.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? That's just my old lady. She stay at First Street Apartments. I think they call it Jesse Street Apartment. I don't know what they really call. I just know they're on First Street and they right there by the little program. First Street. I just call them First Street Apartments. I think they call it Jesse Street Apartments or something.
Okay, but that's over there by Jesse Street.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was at First Street Apartments. And how I got there, I went to the club last night and I got dropped off by a friend named Sherrod.
Okay.
This morning I was looking for a ride home.
Okay.
Sherrod was supposed to be coming to get
Chan, my black is golden in the building. What up, though? Appreciate you, Queen.
me from her house.
Okay.
But Kevin called me, and I got my phone records, everything. Kevin called me from a 786 number, and Kevin told me we already in the area, bro. We could come pick you up. I said, who you with? He said, it's me and Devontae and his brother.
Okay.
That's why I said, they said it was only 3 of us in the car, but it was 4 of us. Okay. It was a brown-skinned dude with glasses. That's Devontae. I don't know him. That was my first time meeting him. That's Devontae's brother. He was. This how they pulled up. Devontae was driving. The brother was in the passenger seat. Kevin was behind the passenger.
Okay.
Now this how it ended up happening. A white Crown Vic, and that's the police officer that was gonna pull us over. I asked his name, but I can't remember. A white Crown Vic. If we was parked this way, a white Crown Vic was coming this way.
Where were y'all at when y'all saw the Crown Vic?
We was still in front of First Street Apartments.
Okay.
I had just got in the car, but see, that's why I was telling the officer. I was like, I don't understand. He seen us, but maybe because he didn't see me come out the apartment and get in the car, he couldn't vouch for me.
Yes.
But we was in front of First Street Apartments. The white Crown Vic was coming this way, but we was shifting in the car. They was switching spots. Devontae ended up in the passenger seat. The brother was driving. I'm behind the brother, Kevin next to me.
Okay, so originally Devontae, they got to Devontae was driving.
That's Devontae's car.
And then the brother switched when they got to your house. When they got to your friend's house.
The girl house. So then when we went to go pull off, I looked back, that Crown, no matter of fact, I'm lying. When we was switching spots, that Crown Vic had came and parked, but he parked like, if you come like this, he parked this way behind us. But the whole time he was watching us, I know he was. So when we pulled off, I ain't never checked though. You know what I'm saying? We was riding like down First for a little minute. By the time we got to one of them stop signs, I looked back. The Crown Vic was behind us. I told Devontae's brother, I said, brother, Crown Vic following us.
Okay.
He was like, it's straight. You know what I'm saying? He made the right. When he made that right, he sped up.
You know Devontae's brother's name?
That's I never met him before.
Okay.
But just ask him, do he got a brother? Is he brown skin with glasses? You know what I'm saying? He gonna know I told y'all anyway, so he ain't got no choice but to cooperate. Fourth round, he sped up a little bit. That's when the white Crown Vic hit his lights. I looked back again. I said, bro, that's the police. Now I'm not gonna lie to you. You know what I'm saying? I smoke. You know what I'm saying?
So I had the weed. Why not?
Nah, I don't smoke weed. I smoke Molly.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying? So when he had got in the car, he had some Molly and he had some crack, I think. You know what I'm saying?
Devontae had that shit in the car?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's his car, but I ain't gonna say, but fuck it, yeah. I'm gonna say it's his because that's who I was talking to about it. I really wasn't talking to the brother. The holster was sitting on the armrest. When he went to finna give me some Molly to take, I snatched the holster. I like, damn boy, what this go to? He was like, oh, but that's some new shit I just got. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, where it's at? But see, the reason I feel like he didn't really want to give it to me, because I ain't gonna lie, like back in the day, I know Devontae, I went to jail with him. I ain't go to jail with him. I was in a program with him, a 6-month residential program. It was called Oaks, Halfway House. And like, we was cool because we was from Jacksonville, but you know, he was always loving me, so I used to kind of like take advantage of him a little bit. That's kind of why I feel like he didn't want to put it in my hand, but I had his holster still. I ain't never seen the gun either though. That's why when the officer asked me who gun it is, I didn't really want to say it was his, because I never seen it. And then the brother was in the passenger seat first. So when the police hit his lights, he sped up. You know what I'm saying? I asked him though, I'm like, bro, just pull over, bro, just pull over. He was like, no, cause matter of fact, when I told him to pull over, he was like, no, matter of fact, when the police hit his lights, I was like, we straight. I was like, we straight, bro. You know what I'm saying? Just pull over. He was like,
Mark said this guy did it. Chan Black is Golden said he's a freaking opera singer. Abdul said he in there smoking Molly. What the hell, Bobby?
Nah, bro, I got this car from the south.
And he had
this
some
what
crack.
Devontae said. The brother still ain't talking to brother driving. But
Devontae said he got on
he
the
said,
south.
but oh, matter of fact, he didn't steal it. Devontae didn't steal it. I said, did you? When we was riding, I said, bro, you stole it? He was like, nah, I bought it from some jigs. But he knew it was stolen.
He said, I don't smoke weed, I smoke Molly. I didn't even know people smoke Molly. I thought that was a pill you pop like ecstasy. They smoke it?
So he said one
for some jigs off the south side. You know what I'm saying? So Fort Round. So when he told me that, we was still on the chase though. They was still, but the police wasn't behind us. We hadn't got away. So when we hadn't got away, I'm like, bro, the police not behind us, bro. Let's get out the car. You know what I'm saying? Let me out. Let's get out the car. But brain stopped. So by the time he made that other turn, the other police officer blocked us. When he blocked us, I guess because they tried to tell me it was 3 people. It was 4 people in that car, bro. It was 4 people in that car, bro. It was Devontae, the brother. I swear, if y'all catch his ass, if you can get a picture of his brother, bro, I'll point his ass out. It was 4 of us in that car, bro.
Okay.
But like, I don't think Devontae jumped out on his side because we ended up running into each other when we jumped out. All right, if you see a truck, it's a tree. The truck right in front of the tree. But if you open my door and get out where I jumped out at, you gonna run into a pole. It's like a little no parking pole. Me and him ran into that same pole, but how if he was on my side?
Okay, I see what you're saying, but he was driving the shit when we first
let up. You know what I'm saying? So then for around, got on the chase.
About what time they pick you up?
Damn, I want to give you the exact time, bro. If you got my phone out there, I give you.
Because I know time is kind of, because it's almost like 3 o'clock, like 15 minutes to 3 now. So
all right, man. I swear, if you can, I don't need to touch my phone. If you can look at my phone, I'll show you the exact time where they called me. Like,
you must have smoked some Molly before he came in here, cause he up. Tat said, "Who says they smoke and then say Molly?"
Bro, we outside.
How, Sway?
You know what I'm saying? I give you the code, you know, just bring the phone, I put the code in for you, and he called from a 786 number.
Okay. Well, that stuff will go in the property room anyways. You know,
I can't really, I'm trying, but just
jail property something. If you don't remember, that's fine.
No, I want to tell you. It had to be, all right, listen, it had to be like 11 something, because listen, I was right at my home on Instagram. The boy I told you was supposed to come get me. We went to the club last night. He was gonna drop me off. I was writing him.
So 11 something.
And he told me, he was like, nah, it wasn't 11. I'm saying it had to be 11ish in between 12, because when I looked at the time in the police car, it was like 1 something at that time. So it had to be like 11ish, 12ish something.
So y'all was riding around for a while?
Hell no, I'm talking about, listen, soon as...
Oh, that's right, you said the police
soon as he, that's why I asked for that officer name though, because I wanted him to tell like, where we was at. We was parked, like, if this apartment right here, you supposed to park right in front of the apartment.
Well, I'm quite sure those officers, whoever.
Now he want the officer name so the officer could come and vouch for him. He want the cop to come and vouch for him. He like, look, I'm a snitch. Trust me, he on my side.
Well, his name is probably gonna be in the report.
It was the white undercover Crown Vic. He was the one seeing us. He seen the, but he just seen the car park across the street. And then that's when we pulled up. He didn't see me come out and get in the car.
All right, now let's get back to that gun that was in the car. You said Devontae had the holster. Yeah, the holster was on. I'm saying this because this is his car. Now this is who car it is.
Yeah, you got the car. It's not the brother car. Devontae is the one supposedly bought the car from the jit.
Yeah, I got that.
So it's Devontae's car. And how I know it might have been his. It could have been his, but how I know it was his because when I snatched the holster, he was like, tighten up. I like, but what this go to? He like, I got me some new shit.
Okay.
In
So
other
he
words,
claiming ownership.
in other words, that's why I'm saying that. But he never like, oh, you know what I'm saying? So
he said, he said, tighten up, that basically means don't touch my shit.
Yeah, don't touch my shit, cause he know what type of person, like, he know cause I know what type of person he is, like, I can get over him, like, he sell crack, you know what I'm saying?
You a bully, huh?
Yeah, nah, I don't bully, I ain't no real bully, you know what I'm saying, but.
I see what you're saying, just can get shit out of him.
Yeah, I know, he ain't gonna, you know what I'm saying? But like I told him, like I told the officer, like, when he was standing right there, bro, I ain't known for no snitch, bro, but I just got out of the gym. You know what I'm saying? I'm not finna do
listen,
it.
man.
I understand
where you coming from. You ain't do nothing. I get it.
Thank you, bro. Like I told the officer, I say, bro, I don't mind going to jail. You know what I'm saying? But hell no, it's a gun in that bitch. Like, bro, listen, this me outside the police car and his window down. I'm like, man, bro, you gotta take your charge, bro. You gotta tell them what happened. And my homeboy Kevin Cross Hill, man, I told him straight up, bro, I know him now. Like, I know him from the street. I know his mama. Like, his mama got a good job. His sister, I know all of them. But I told him straight up to him, like, bro, you finna tell him what happened. And when he go in there, he gonna tell you what happened too. He better.
So at any time did you see the...
Not only he said, I'm a snitch, but I told them they got a snitch too. He better snitch. He better snitch. I told him too. What up, Allie? 2.0 in the making. That's crazy. I got another clip of it too. I got another one too. Man, dude is wildin'. So this is the type that Abdul Robinson Sr. This is what he raising over there. That kind of explains what he did, and then also what Butter did after seeing that. You know what I'm saying? That okay, it ran in the family.
How did you see the body of the actual gun?
No, sir.
Okay. And the drugs and shit that was in the crazy, it was some Molly and what else was in it?
It's crack. And they say he had crack.
Some crack. Okay, what do you know where that stuff was at in the car?
Nah. I know, man, yeah, he had it on him. He had the crack and shit on him.
Did you see him?
Nah, just when he broke a piece of the Molly out and put it on the scale, I popped it.
Okay, so he broke off some Molly and put it on the scale. Okay.
Nah, just when he...
Okay, what do you know where that stuff was at in the car?
Nah. I know, man, yeah, he had it on him. He had the crack and shit on him.
Did you see him?
Nah, just when he broke a piece of the Molly out and put it on the scale, I popped it.
Okay, so he broke off some Molly and put it on the scale. Okay.
He broke off the piece of the Molly, put it on the scale, I popped the dope. And you sit there and talking, this is where you get your information from? Dude talking about crack and Molly, right? And this is your star witnesses?
I seen him have the crack. They took his crack off him though.
Oh, they took the crack off of him? Oh, okay. So, but that Molly shit was here.
Yeah.
He broke it off the piece. Okay. Well, I'm gonna tell you a little secret about the Hummer. The Hummer, as you already know, was stolen.
Mm-hmm.
It was stolen during a burglary.
Yeah.
You know, somebody's house was broken into, and that's how they got the keys and shit. And of course, they took the car. Also.
So what? That's like some armed burglary. What that is?
No, it's not an armed burglary.
They
just a regular burglary.
Hell yeah, man. I'm like, man, sir, if you could do anything to help Barry, I talk to the people. Man.
He said, oh, that's just a burglary? Hell yeah, I'll take that charge. Hell yeah, boy, I'll tell you everything. What you gonna need? You just gonna give me a burglary? I'll take it. Hell no, I'll tell you what you need to know. I'm singing.
Did he say anything about that?
Hell no, that's probably how he got the motherfucking gun and shit. Hell no, he didn't say that. Listen, this is what he didn't say he stole the truck himself. When we was in the chase, I asked him, he said, I got the car for some jits.
So he said he got it for some jits. Okay.
But
did he say how much he get it from?
No, sir, I asked him. And he said that neither. But shit, it was too much going on at the time though, you know what I'm saying? Like,
just give me a direct quote. What did he say?
All right.
He asked about the car.
The police behind us.
If you can remember.
I'm finna tell you, the police behind us. I look back. Bruh, this white Crown Vic been following us since we left the apartments. Bruh made it right. The police made it right. He sped up, hit his lights. But the police behind us, pull over. We straight. You know what I'm saying? oh nah, bro, I can't pull over, bro. I got the car from the south, bro. I got the car from the south. I said, bro, what you mean the car stolen? He was like, yeah, like, you know, I asked him, I said, you stole the car. He was like, nah, bro, I got the car from some jits. I bought it, but it's stolen.
So he said he bought it. Okay. All right, good enough. Yeah, like I said, man, that shit was stolen. Now, police get behind you, you pull over and shit. When that point, when y'all pull over, what did you do?
I ran.
Why'd you run?
Cause I was scared. Listen, point blank period, bro. I didn't want to go through this, bro. This is not where I wanted to be, dog. Like,
okay. So you took your chances of running and
then you know what the lady
done with the shit basically.
And you know what the lady told me? The lady said, bro, if you would have just sat in the back seat and waited, but you know, dealing with the police, like, and not, it's a crime. It's a crime we commit, and then not only did we commit a crime, but we ran, bro. You know what I'm saying? And then it's a gun in the car.
So you took your chance.
I'm not finna, hell yeah. I'd rather just be like, bro, fuck it, bro. If I just run, get away, fuck that. I don't gotta deal with that nigga no more. You know what I'm saying? That's their business. But at the end of the day, bro, that shit just put me here, bro. But listen, I'm glad. Look, I'm here. I'm finna tell him his ass. Bro. He gotta go, bro. He got to. Cause listen, like I just told the police officer, I go lay down for what I did. I lay down for that. You know what I'm saying? I lay down for that. For that right there. I lay down for running, man. But that car is here, bro. And that y'all.
Now, when he got there in that Hummer, picked you up and shit, did anything go through your mind like, wait a second now?
What the fuck?
This something ain't right here.
Listen.
How does motherfucker get a Hummer?
Come on, listen. You ever had like this? Check this shit out. He didn't tell me what he was putting on. I came outside. I ain't seen Devontae already. We got out. Matter of fact, I got out of my residential program. He ended up going somewhere else because he did something to somebody in the program. So he ended up doing like 2 years. But in resident, like as a juvenile, he ended up doing like 2 years, I think. I ain't seen Devontae. You know what I'm saying? That's why I say we just like real deal reunited. I know back then I was 15, 16. Now I'm 29. But I've been knowing Kevin since
So this is another thing I've been thinking about too, is that a lot of these people that's like the shooters or like the crazy ones, and even the ones that's not the shooters and stuff too. Like, I don't know if this dude a shooter or not, but like the ones that snitching, they be like dope fiends. Like they taking a lot of drugs and all type of stuff, so they don't care about nobody. They don't care about snitching on nobody. Like, I mean, even the gangsters, like the gangsters used to be like against doing drugs and stuff, but now all the gangs, they all drug heads, so they don't have no rules no more. They all pill popping animals, Lil Wayne babies.
Me and Kevin went to elementary and all that. I went to elementary and middle with him too. Matter of fact, I'm lying. I went to elementary and middle school with him, but we ain't never been close tight like him. Me and him got close tight when I went to my residential.
Okay.
So like when I came outside and I seen the truck, you know what I'm saying? That was the first thing. Not the first thing. Like, damn, boy, I know Devontae ain't around like that. I jumped in the truck. When I jumped in, I asked him then. He like, that's his people shit. He said, oh, nah, bro, this is my people shit, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's why I say we straight. I like, bro, we straight. Just pull over, bro. It's just,
shit,
yeah, it's drugs. The only thing in the car is drugs. You know what I'm saying? That's better. Well, that's before I knew the gun was in the car. You know what I'm saying? That's better than, well, that's not better, but now we sitting down this bitch, gun, burglary, Grand Theft Auto, fleeing the loop, all kind of shit, bro. When you could have pulled over, bro. And listen, you don't even know, bro. You got this car from somebody. You ain't. If you really, I don't know what you got. If you really ain't steal a car, bro, we ain't have to run, bro.
That's true.
Silly ass rabbit. Cause at the end of the day, bro, man, just point blank period, bro. I'm ready for you to talk to you people, bro. I ain't trying to go to jail for some shit like this, bro. Hell nah, because it's too much behind it. And I'm thinking like once they told me it's stolen, I'm like, well, I know I'm alright because shit, I know who car it is. They know, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, I know I'm straight. But now that it came behind this shit, to my they be like, you doing a burger and shit, bro, nigga, not with this.
It was stolen doing a burglary.
Like, I'm not, bro.
Did you see anything in electronics, like any TVs, iPad, iPhone, any that type of shit inside of the Hummer we got in there?
I ain't even look. Okay. Cause it happened so fast. If you really like, if you don't understand, bro, like literally, like when I got in the car, the police, he had to know something was up. Cause I seen him. Like I'm behind. Listen, if you park like this, safe answer, you park like this, I'm behind the driver. So when he ride by, this him driving on this side, so we can see like we riding like this.
Did you get like that little sense, like okay? Something ain't right. Let me.
That's why I kept looking back, bro. When he came and he pulled to the side, we was still apart now. Now just picture he's sitting behind us and we right. It's a white dude. We in out east. A white dude in a Crown Vic, dark tint.
That's a clue. It's the police.
You feel? That's why I kept looking back. But come on, bro. That's why I kept looking back. So then when I look back, he bust at you. Matter of fact, I'm lying. I didn't even see him bust at you. I just know I looked back and he was behind us.
Okay.
I ain't even see him busting you. I don't want to get nothing confused, nothing wrong. I ain't even see him bleeding too. I ain't even see him busting
But
you.
next thing you know, he behind you.
I know I seen him, and next thing you know, I know he behind it, and I know he seen us when we was parked across the street.
What y'all? If y'all wouldn't have got caught or anything like that, what was y'all about to do?
They was gonna drop me out to the west. I was gonna give him $10 to drop me out to the west side.
Okay.
Devontae.
So you just getting a ride to the
Yes,
west
sir.
side. Okay. All this shit when that happened.
Yeah, I was gonna give Devontae $10. I don't know what he was gonna go after that, dude. Matter of fact, I'm lying about that too. I just told a story. I'm sorry I keep saying I'm lying.
That's all right. You know, you're probably nervous. And all
Matter of
that,
fact,
so
what was happening was he was coming.
I don't remember what I said, but I was high every day for a whole year, and I was saying anything. I was saying done anything to get out of here. I was saying done anything.
Yeah, me. I got a homeboy named Map. We was going to get Map from Liberty Street. That's why we went that way. Map was on Liberty Street, and that's where we got. That's where he hit his lights at, somewhere about Liberty.
Okay, so
we
I
was
was going to pick up another dude
from
and
Liberty.
Then from there, where we
But see,
go.
that's my homeboy. Map is my homeboy. Map don't know none of them.
Okay.
The only thing I did was I called him, and I was like, I just got in the car with my homeboy. Them, you know what I'm saying? Them boys say they don't mind coming to get you, as long as you know what I'm saying. You give up some gas money too.
Okay.
You feel me? So Map was like, just come get him. So I was going off. Map said he was off 26 in Liberty. I was going off Liberty, but ended up not turning on Liberty. And he was still, but the police was still behind us though. After that, we was going to the west side over there by Lincoln's Court.
Okay. I don't know what I said. Well, dang. Everybody don't have any more questions for you, man. You got any questions for me?
How long before we go?
Yeah, I talked to one other person, then I'm gonna let them know that I'm all done, and then.
Oh, you talked to Kevin?
Yeah, I talked to Kevin.
Yeah, he kind of was talking good.
Yeah, I can't tell him. I can't tell you what. What he told me, but
he corroborated.
I can't tell you that.
Oh yeah. So I already told him too. When we was at we asked the girl like that, I told him too, bro. I was like, bro, listen, bro, you just got out of prison, bro. I just got out papers, bro. You gotta cooperate, bro. Cause bro, you can't go back to prison, and then if you go back for this shit, bro, you not getting, bro. You get a long time, bro. You just got in trouble for like some armed robbery shit, bro. You got 6 years, bro. 4 out. You did 4 in, 2 out, I think, bro. You gonna come on, man. You finna go back to jail about a hot car, man. You finna go back to jail, cause nigga let you come on, don't care about that shit, man.
The truth is, you are a liar.
Right, thank you.
That's true. That's true, Abdul.
Gotta watch me. I don't want to use the bathroom too for that.
Yeah, gotta take a leak or something.
Can I use the bathroom? Heck no. Yeah, that's Abdul Robinson Jr., a.k.a. Lil Blue. That's Lil Blue right there. Remember y'all was hearing about Lil Blue? I just wanted to introduce y'all to Lil Blue. Let me see. So also, let me see. I got some other clips, but before that, there was some stuff that aired earlier. So I'm gonna go ahead and play some of that from the live stream earlier. But I'm gonna still keep it going in the back, so we'll know as soon as they come back. But there was some stuff going down in the live earlier from the KSOO trial. My bad. I'm trying to find this dang thing while I'm talking to y'all. Let me find this video. And I hear myself in the back. Cut that down. My bad. Alright, let me see. Here we go. Right here. Boom, boom. Okay, change this one to this one. There we go. Appreciate y'all being here. Hit the like, hit the subscribe, tap in, share with a friend.
Require both parties to have that obligation to list the witnesses that they intend to call at trials category A. I think we can all agree on that. I will also add in there that my trial orders that I have entered throughout the pendency of this 5-year case first done in February of 2023 and most recently done on February 19 of 25, also requires the parties to provide to the court the list of witnesses that might possibly testify, so I could read those names out to the jurors to see if any of the jurors are related by blood or marriage to the witnesses or have any business or social relationships with them. And I read out this complete list of names, and I asked the state, I asked Defendant Whitaker, I asked Defendant Robinson, are there any other names? You would acknowledge that Mr. Shipe's name and Ms. Robinson's name were not read? Okay. That being the case, I need to conduct this Richardson hearing because these witnesses were not listed. Okay. So I need to understand first for Mr. Shipes and then for Ms. Robinson how you came to know about them, when you decided to list them or call them as a witness, and why, so I can determine whether this was willful or inadvertent.
So, the decision to call them is strictly because of the evidence that was brought out when the state was doing their rebuttal of Abdul Senior.
And what specifically?
When they asked Abdul Senior, which was a subject, I think, of my motion to eliminate, about people opining on who the shooter is if they are not there. Okay? So, they had
You mean looking at the video and identifying Mr. Robinson?
correct.
Okay.
No issue with Barner doing that. He was there. Any other witness who was present, because it's not an improper opinion, because they actually saw it. So, we were not, and they didn't even bring it up in their direction. It was in their rehab after we crossed, that they specifically brought up that video. Mr. Abdul Senior testified he had not seen him all day. So, then they asked him, in your opinion, based on his body movements and things like that, even though he's never testified.
Yeah, I know it was kind of low earlier, so I'm gonna turn up the volume. But when she come back in, when the judge talk, it's gonna be loud. So don't turn your volumes up too much, cause whenever the defense is talking, I gotta turn it up because her volumes is low.
I see the son running or anything to that effect. Gives this opinion, which in my opinion, coming from his father, is extremely prejudicial, and him just giving his lay opinion, yes, that's my son in a video where I cannot identify that. That's my son, and in my opinion, that looks like him, even though there's nothing identifiable. We did object immediately, Judge.
Yes, and let me clarify though, that came out both during the state's direct of Mr. Robinson and on redirect. So it came out at both occasions where they showed him the video and he identified. And we came sidebar, I think, on the first occasion to hear the objection, and I ruled then, explaining, of course, that the law allows somebody who is familiar with the subject to look at a video or a photograph and identify the subject. So are you telling me that the court's ruling was a surprise that this was going to happen? Because I know you all have deposed Abdul Senior, I think the first time in 23, so over 2 years ago, and then again in 24. He was deposed twice, was he not?
He was.
Okay. And presumably testified that he would be identified or would be identifying his son in the video. So that could not have been a surprise to now in the middle of trial decide, oh, he's identified him in the video. Because let me just say this, you all are smart lawyers, but you all know the case law. And 2nd DCA, 3rd DCA, 4th DCA, 5th DCA have all said that a witness can identify someone from the video. It does not invade the province of the jury. There have been cases where police officers have been able to identify. Parking security guards have been able to identify in video or in photographs if the predicate can be laid that they are familiar with the person, that they know the person, that they have some special relationship with the person that maybe a common person or a juror seeing it for the first time would not have. And that's especially true in cases in which the video or the photograph are not clear or don't particularly show the individual. And I'll just for the record cite a couple cases for these propositions that I'm stating, or not propositions, for the law that I'm stating. From the 3rd District Court of Appeal, we have KOPP, K-O-P-P versus State, and that is at 334 Southern, I'm not wearing my reader, so excuse me, Southern 3rd, 453, that the testimony of a parking garage security guard who identified the defendant on surveillance footage did not invade the province of the jury. The state is allowed to present this type of identification witness who is capable of independently identifying an individual from photographs, tape recordings, or similar evidence, or to simply support other identification evidence when that might be subject to challenge, assuming the state has laid the foundation.
Bruh.
I don't have a problem with people who are actually there opining that the person looks like the person that they saw in real life.
I don't know if this witness was an individual to the crime, but I'll cite, just for the record, Day versus State. That's from the 2nd District, 105 Southern 3rd, 1284. Again, a police detective could testify that she recognized the defendant as one of the perpetrators in a surveillance video of a theft. Obviously, the detective was not a witness, but the predicate was laid that she was familiar with him from other communications and contacts. Likewise, in the 2nd District, Ratcliffe versus State. No, sorry, that's not the case. Anyway, and I'm only saying that to understand, knowing what Mr. Robinson would testify, knowing the law of the state, when and why did it take, in the middle of trial, after the state is rested, after JOA, to list Ms. Robinson as a witness?
Well, Your Honor, if you recall, when we were at sidebar and we were addressing this issue, that Mr. DeCoe specifically said, if you are going to open this door, we have a courtroom of family members who are in a similarly situated position to give their opinion as to whether or not that is him, that you are now opening that door. So when it was going on, we actually raised that issue to them and reiterated there's a bunch of family members here. So I'm just letting you know. So we put them on notice in that moment. And I think that, Your Honor, if you can see, just so the record is clear, because each case obviously is very different. The case that you cited, I don't know what that video looks like. I don't know if the person's face isn't covered. I don't know if, there was something particular about the individual that the person is giving their opinion on. This case is different. The shooter is covered from head to toe. We have their own experts saying I can't say gender, I can't say race, any of those things. That's why I think this falls squarely within a unique place where he's completely can't look at the video and make a determination if he weren't there. Now, yes, he opined that in his, 15-minute interview when he decided to cooperate with the state, but it was our belief, Judge, even though we deposed him on that would not be admissible evidence. He hadn't seen him all day long, and that our information, even though they put just Andrew Robinson Sr. and failed to call Sherlock Williams's, Mr. Robinson wasn't really living at the house there. He was living in and out. So just to say, like, our expectation was, because witnesses have been coming up with information on the stand that we didn't know before, of him saying he's only living there, we weren't on notice that they were going to lay that foundation to try and attempt to bring that in.
Well, they are required to before I allow that to come in.
And understood, this is just for us to gauge it. This wasn't willful. It was not willful, Judge. So that's why I'm saying that in the moment where we started, if that was on the defense counsel for not knowing that specific case law, then that would mean that we were ineffective in not listing her before. So, and I will concede that, if that's the situation,
So,
we should have known.
is her testimony, because I understood you were calling her for reputation. Are you calling her to look at the video and say that's not Mr. Robinson? Are you calling her for reputation evidence against Mr. Robinson Sr.?
I don't want to get into an area, Judge, where it's going to be opening any doors. I will say that she is, I'm not going to ask her, you were sitting here and watching your father and opine on whether that's indivisible.
Yes, I just want to be sure about that, because you all kept saying yesterday that you might be calling someone from the audience for reputation, and that's a whole other decision I need to make in pretrial ruling of admissibility that I'd need to consider before allowing that in to see if that predicate is laid for reputation. So that being out the window then, your intention for calling Ms. Robinson is to show her the video to say that is not Mr. Robinson.
Correct. And the state is aware, and I will make her available. I asked her to sit outside this morning. If the state's in between and I want to take a break to be able to speak to her since they're arguing, we haven't been able to take her depositions. They can speak to her before. Not taking deposition isn't,
And then to be clear, since you've stated she's not here now, she has been here during the pendency of this trial this week and last week.
Yes, my understanding is, and I would have to ask her, is I do believe when she did at some point during his testimony get up and walk away when he said that he had no family in the courtroom. That's just, I believe that she may have left during a portion of it. She is his biological daughter. Just to let the state and the court know the parameters of where I would go, I would say she was living at the house as well at that time. She saw Hakeem very frequently. She's very familiar with him. She was able to see the video on the media on multiple occasions. And in her opinion, is that her brother, Hakeem Robinson?
Okay. And tell me, state then, how you've been prejudiced or what other alternatives. If I gave you a break to depose her now, to speak to her now, to proffer her entire testimony here right now before we present it to the jury. It's that, or a mistrial or exclusion. As you know, and I will acknowledge, I think all parties can, exclusion is the last resort, it's the last remedy, and it could cause a reversal if I have not considered other less restrictive sanctions for the discovery violation.
I understand, Your Honor. All right, a couple things. I want to go back to, because are we still talking about Shipes as well?
We can talk about both of them, but admittedly, you will acknowledge Shipes testified not once, but twice at Mr. Robinson's bond hearings back in, I don't even remember, 2021 perhaps?
We shared with the court and counsel one of the YouTube clips, I guess it was maybe the second bond hearing.
That was the second bond hearing.
And so I don't think we have anything from the first bond hearing, but we have that. And in reviewing that bond hearing, the defendant repeatedly objected to the state's questions as being beyond the scope of the bond hearing. In addition, the court, rightfully so, but the court cut off the state's questioning as being far afield of what the issue was. So and if you watch that, we were exploring his basis of knowledge about how he knows, in his opinion, that the video is not the defendant. And those were objected to and then subsequently cut off by the court because of, we're here for a bond. It really doesn't matter to me the guilt or innocence of the defendant. The question is whether or not you can bond this guy out. We would not be able to depose this person because he's never listed. So, I mean, the fact that he's a record executive that would be willing to bond the defendant out gave us no notice as to what he's coming into this court and testifying to. I put him in the exact same boat as I do the daughter of Abdul Robinson. I think it is indistinguishable, those two.
And why, and what is the purpose of calling Mr. Shipes? Are you calling him for what? Are you going to show him the video and ask him to say that it is or isn't Mr. Robinson? But he wasn't with him on the day. Well, but that's the argument you're making about Senior, that Senior wasn't with him on the day, so he shouldn't have been able to identify him, but you're going to put on Mr. Shipes, who wasn't with him on the day, was out of state in New York, to identify or not identify Mr. Robinson?
But Your Honor ruled against us and said that he did have the basis of knowledge, so it should also apply to Mr. Shipes. He was with him the months leading up to it. He spent probably more time with him than Abdul Senior. So now, because you have allowed that in, he does have the basis to put in. And Judge, just so that the state is aware.
So are you telling me that you could not in any way, shape, or form have anticipated or were prepared in your case to present witnesses to look at the video to say that's not Mr. Hakeem Robinson? You weren't going to do that? Someone that's going to identify?
Correct.
And you didn't know Abdul Sr. was going to identify his son on the video?
I didn't believe that they were going to try to introduce what I thought was improper opinion testimony. And Your Honor, I know Mr. Mizrahi says, well, they weren't listed, I couldn't take their depo. The laws don't say that. They are free to take anybody's deposition they want. They don't need the eve of the court. They don't need to be listed as being witnesses. As they have a reason to believe that the person has first-hand knowledge, then they are allowed to send a subpoena, speak to them. So the fact that they weren't listed does not mean that they can't take his depo.
How are they to guess that you were going to show the video to a New York music executive and ask him to identify or not identify Mr. Robinson in that video?
I think he said it at the bond hearing, but Judge, it's reasonable. Everyone has seen that video.
I don't recall hearing that at the bond hearing because I think I sustained an objection.
He did say that, and then we tried to explore the basis of it, and that's when the objections were sustained.
All right.
What up, Stacy Sibbett? What up, FFS? Appreciate y'all joining. Yeah, I don't know what the heck happened. Sometimes it be doing that, but I think it got something to do with this. They making a lot of changes with the algorithm. They've been sending a lot of notifications out, a lot of reading, a lot of changes they making with YouTube right now. So if you can, just postpone on those right now, because I noticed the last couple of days, every time like we do those, like maybe 2 or 3 in a row, then all of a sudden it's like it drops all my views, and I don't know how that affects, what it affects, but just, you know, postpone. But you can post your Instagram link or anything you want like that, you know, if you want to share a link, but we're gonna chill on those big prompts like that. But I appreciate y'all. Shout out to everybody. Appreciate you tapping in, holding it down. We keeping it rolling. I don't know why they still on break, on recess, but it's still in the background.
What I don't like is, I will tell you honestly, I expect both sides to follow our rules of discovery, to follow rules of professional conduct, ethics, civility, professionalism. This is not trial by ambush. To have a witness listed at 8:18 p.m. or sometime after 8 o'clock p.m. that has never been listed in the 5 years of this case, after the state is rested, after the arguments of JOA, I can tell you I don't like it. I can tell you the appellate courts don't like it. Now, whether or not I'm excluding, I haven't decided at the moment. I still need to hear further argument, but this is not how we handle trials here. Period. End of story. So, I need to know from the state, if I give you the opportunity to depose Mr. Shipes, to depose Ms. Robinson, if we break now, the jury can wait, I suppose, for you to talk to these people, will that be sufficient to satisfy any procedural prejudice that you believe you have suffered due to the defendant's lack of listing these witnesses for purposes of trial?
The answer is no. It will certainly help, and we'll do it as quickly as we can do it. The answer is no, because deposing someone 5 minutes before they go on the witness stand isn't the purpose of depositions. I can respect that the defense is proffering what they're going to say. What we need to do after putting them under, we have thousands of photographs we can show these witnesses and go through and see if they can identify other things. We have then background research to see whatever else this person has done in their life, talk to people that, I think you said Sunday, maybe the weekend it was canceled, and so today's Wednesday. They have made no arrangements for him to be here. He certainly has the financial wherewithal and otherwise for him to be present here today. He is not present here. He is in New York on Zoom. I normally wouldn't object, but I'm objecting for a slew of other reasons, and that's just one more on top of it. The dealing with Zoom in terms of showing of evidence to the witness is very difficult. We had some difficulty even in depositions accomplishing it. And all of these things have been known for the defense for a long time. We are objecting to their testimony in entirety, but I have to acknowledge that I have deposed them now, and I know generally what they're going to testify to in court. Other things beyond our strategy, beyond going and doing background work and all that, I can't accomplish any of that, but I do know what they're going to say. If the court is inclined to allow them to testify, the state would ask for the remedial measure of letting the jury know that these names were not read to them, they were not listed by the defense. They were, we learned about they were listed by the defense last night, And there has to be some negative information given to the jury in instruction that these names should have been given earlier. There has to be some penalty for doing what the defense has done. If the court's not inclined to strike, which is what the state is asking for, we ask for that penalty to be some instruction about the late disclosure, which is not the state's fault and has prejudiced them.
All right, I'll hear from the defense as to the alternatives this court has, because as I see it and as I've thought about it, we took an hour and 15-minute recess to allow the state to talk to these individuals. I've now heard from the state about the remaining prejudice, even having now talked to the individuals. I could recess this court or this trial for the rest of the day into tomorrow to give the state an opportunity to conduct the investigation that they are entitled to conduct of these witnesses. I could grant a mistrial, as your case, Ms. Kawas, that you provided to me indicates I could do. And for the record, I will state that if a deposition during a break in the trial was insufficient to cure a procedural prejudice to the state, then the trial court should have declared a mistrial. That's the Second District Court of Appeal in Mosley v. State. Actually, I'm not sure if you gave me that case or I found it on my own perhaps, but it's 182 Southern 3rd, 797. But the other cases that you provided to me do talk about the alternatives. That is brief recess, day recess, mistrial to allow the state to then rebut or get witnesses or present their trial or case, now given the testimony of these two witnesses who have never been listed, have never been deposed, and have not been investigated. These are all options I've been considering. I'm sure all of us can agree none of us want a mistrial. I saw you shaking your head no. We've been here now. We're into our second week. It took 3 days to pick these juries and then to have this. So I am mulling over what should be the applicable sanctions. I've heard of something new. I've not ever heard of that before, Mr. Mizrahi, advising the jury that these names were not read to them, which they weren't at the beginning of jury selection, despite my court order asking for the names to be provided of any possible juror that might testify in this case. That, again, was in my trial order that I entered and that all parties received on February 19 of 2025. So tell me, what alternatives, what sanctions, what should I do from the defense perspective?
So, Your Honor, first, I did not hear the state move for a mistrial, because that is the remedy that they wish to see. So they didn't move for a mistrial. I still haven't heard any articulable prejudice other than we're not able to run background checks. They are the state of Florida and have an entire agency that works for them. I can advise them that Mr. Robinson has no priors. So I still haven't heard any real prejudice of what they would have done. We did make them available. Mr. Mizrahi had all the time in the world. He wasn't limited in the questions that he wished to ask. I advised him of the scope of where I was going with these witnesses. He went way outside of that, was able to show them evidence that has been admitted into the trial, offer their opinion. There was nothing prohibiting him from asking anything he wanted. So him just not being able to go into the background, I don't think that that's a prejudice, Judge. The request to ask for a special jury instruction that the defense somehow violated the law is not supported.
The absence of evidence is not the evidence of absence.
What?
And to give an instruction from the judge in the form of jury instruction.
Shout out to Chanmar Black is Golden, dropping a gifted membership. Y'all show her some love and drop some of the witch emojis. Drop some coins, drop some slime brothers, all the good stuff. Show her some love. Appreciate you, family. Much love, much love.
Create, I think, more undue prejudice than anything else.
Well, let me ask you this, because I'm agreeing with you that a negative inference admonition, I don't know that I agree with that, but these names have not been read to this jury, and at the very least, I think I should, before these witnesses are called, Simply state 2 other names of potential witnesses were not provided to you when we selected you all last Monday. I need to know if these jurors are related by blood or marriage to these witnesses or know them from any business or social relationship. Because if they are, I'm not going to allow that witness to testify if it's going to affect their ability to be fair and impartial in this case. And that was not inquired of them last Monday, because we did not have these names last Monday.
And Your Honor, I would think that that's okay, because that's something that the court has done. You know, at the beginning, I don't think that that would have any negative connotation. It's just, you know, it's come to our attention that there are 2 other potential witnesses. I need to read your names, if you can provide them. It's free cross-examination for Mr. Mizrahi to say the first time that you spoke to defense counsel was 2 days ago, or something. He can say that, you know about this, although he opens that door, it's free game for me to say this case has never come and spoken to you, even though they know that you are Beaton's daughter. So I am trying, Judge, to make sure to avoid any undue prejudice on their part. My intention is to limit it to that particular testimony, and but if the court allows them to testify, obviously if they go into an area of cross-examination that then flings open the door, then I would allow to go back. But I still, as we stand here today, Judge, if they need more time, obviously I don't want to stretch this off, but if Your Honor is left with, I'm going to refuse to allow them to testify, or I'm going to break for the day so the state can do whatever investigation they want to do into these 2 individuals before they take this back tomorrow. That I would think. I don't think they need it, but obviously I understand, Judge, I would probably make the same request if that was done in the reverse of a surprise rebuttal witness, for example, if they were intending to call someone that wasn't listed to specifically impeach the witnesses that we put on. We'd be having the same discussion, and we didn't know we were going to call them until we put on your defense witnesses.
But you, at least from what I just heard today, are you acknowledging that as of 2020, each of these 2 witnesses told you all that they had viewed the video and that it was their opinion that it was not Mr. Hakeem Robinson in that video?
So, Your Honor, I was speaking to Ms. Robinson back in 2020 as a family member to my client. To be honest, every one of them, pardon my language, said, hell to the F no, that's not him. So if that was what Mr. Mizrahi is talking about, I didn't have a formal meeting with each one of my client's family members. I've had conversations like that with his mother. I've had conversations like that with his grandmother. It was in passing. And when he asked her, he said, yes, I've spoken to her before, and I basically was like, hell no, that's not my brother in the video. It was said in passing, Judge, not in like a formal, hey, listen, so you have this information, and I'm going to now list you as a witness. It wasn't like that. The way that Mr. Mizrahi is making it seem. It wasn't. That's the conversation I had.
And with Mr. Shapiro?
Mr. Shapiro, after the bond hearing, all conversations with him have been with Mr. DeCoste. As Mr. Shapiro said to Mr. Mizrahi under oath, the conversations leading up to with Mr. DeCoste talking about this was letting him know the case is going to trial. It wasn't about him testifying. He actually said on oath, when Mr. DeCoste asked me about testifying, it was 2 to 3 days ago, which it was a square within the weekend, which is right after Blue testified, and we were scrambling immediate reaction when you saw that video was, hell no, that's not my brother. So I'm just, that's basically my position, Judge. Obviously, it's within your purview. I think exclusion is absolutely way too far above, especially in a case like this where the ultimate issue is the identity of the shooter, and they place this testimony that we're seeking to introduce square within the realm of these witnesses because they're allowed.
The absence of evidence is not the evidence of absence.
What?
Shout out to Chan, my black is golden. Appreciate the support. Get you some sleep. I know you gotta work soon. Much love, much love. Y'all show her some love. Drop some witches for her. Drop some coins for her on her way out. My bad to interrupt right there, but you know, I had to show her some love before she pass out. Much love, much love.
Last witness last week, a family member who opined on who it is. And Mr. Shipes also was very clear, Your Honor. He spent so much time with Mr. Robinson leading up to the day of the murder. So he does have the requisite knowledge to offer his opinion. And he was so candid. He goes, listen, I'm not an expert. This is just my main opinion from what I know of who KSOO was back then and what I saw on that video.
And since Sunday, I guess, because there is an objection to Zoom testimony, and obviously Zoom testimony, I allow if both parties agree to it. Otherwise, this is a criminal proceeding. Witnesses are expected to be present unless there is some undue hardship or some other reason why the witness can't be here. Obviously, the woman in Jordan is, I think by all accounts, and both parties agreed, that's an undue hardship. And by the way, she was on Zoom earlier at 10 o'clock when we were speaking, so she was there. I just wanted you all to be aware of that so that your decision not to call her wasn't because she wasn't on Zoom, because she was. Okay. But as to Mr. Shipes being in New York, at least as of Sunday, what efforts have been made to get him here, and or what undue hardship exists that he can't be here because there is an objection to him testifying via Zoom? All right.
Your Honor, I can share on the hardship thing, at least know what it's hard. I don't speak to him a lot, I'm trying to get hard to get in touch with him. Variety did a recent news article, and this supports what I'm about to share with the court.
I'm not relying on a Variety article.
Oh, no, just.
Okay.
What it is as to the hardship, that he had just sold a comedy pilot in Movers.
Okay.
To FX, and that is one of the projects that's being worked on. And I'm just sharing the hardship, Your Honor, that was at least, I didn't have a full conversation as to the hardship, but that was one of the things that has him where he is right now.
In New York?
Correct.
Well, isn't that where he lives?
I believe he is.
Or LA and New York? I think, I don't know. When he testified at the bond hearing, those are the two locations he mentioned.
Correct.
Okay, well, I don't know that that qualifies as a hardship if I were to believe the Variety article, but thank you for that. I'll give you one last opportunity to explain to me then, given what Ms. Kawasas just said, what is the prejudice to the state? Because let me say this. Again, Richardson hearing, I got to make 3 findings. Was it inadvertent or willful? I'll tell you right now, I'm finding it's willful. Was it substantial or trivial? I'm finding it was substantial because this is significant evidence that is now being introduced that was never listed. These witnesses were never deposed. It was known about since 2020, apparently, that these witnesses have seen the video and don't believe that it's Mr. Robinson, but I still need to determine what the prejudice is to the state. You've now talked to these 2 witnesses.
Yes.
You're asking me to strike them. You understand if the appellate court decides I have stricken them inappropriately, we are doing this trial all over again.
I understand, Your Honor, and that's why I gave up the other proposal about some type of instruction about these witnesses were not named and listed. There has to be a consequence in the state's opinion for this. The prejudice is perhaps we don't call Abdul Robinson Sr. Perhaps we don't ask him the question about seeing the video. I don't know those answers. We didn't have this information. If we had multiple witnesses that would have come into court and said that's not him, or we knew somehow that was going to open the door to a listed witness that had that, that's a strategic decision the state can make and say, well, listen, we're not going to go into whether or not people can identify a hooded, masked individual on a video. But because there was nobody listed, we had no idea that any of this testimony was going to come, we said, well, I mean, if Abdul says he can do it, let's put that information in front of the jury. That's the kind of prejudice that can't be undone with time, with effort, or not asking for a mistrial. The state would be highly prejudiced by that, and that the time and expense and effort it is to go through all of this. So I'm trying to come up with the ability to give the defense a fair trial. And by the way, the testimony from Abdul Robinson Sr. is ripe for arguments about his ability to make the identification that he made. Just like the cross-examination, the testimony of these other witnesses is ripe with that. I mean, we are, I think everybody acknowledges, looking at a fully covered, masked individual from behind, from a dash cam video. It's, I mean, the weight of this evidence, I don't think it prejudices the defense that much to exclude them, but I understand the court's apprehension. I'm apprehensive about it. I believe that there has to be some indication to this jury that these witnesses were listed late by the defense, and there should be some type of negative inference. I can tell the court, I hate to do this, but I'm going to do it anyway, that I had a case where we listed a witness late, and the court's ruling was you can call the witness, but I'm telling the jury that you listed the witness late.
Did the appellate court ever pass on the propriety of that admonition?
It did not.
Okay.
So I have no case law support. I believe the defendant was found not guilty, so there was no appellate court.
Oh, okay.
I think that
The evidence is going to show that anything that I may have said, they exacerbated it.
there's probably a way to word it more innocuously as opposed to not criticize the defense. There's nothing more in the next 6 hours that the state is going to do to change our position. We'd like to move forward. And I don't want to recess this jury any longer than we have to. We believe there has to be some consequence when they intentionally, knowingly withheld this information and allowed the state to go forward and state its case in chief and then sprung these witnesses on.
Well, I don't disagree with you there. I am not at all happy about the proceedings as they have unfolded today because we are all supposed to operate under our rules, under our laws, under our code of professional conduct. And springing the defendant's sister, by the way, who he has known has existed this entire time and who has been available to the defendant and his counsel since 2020, is similar to the Scott case, which the defense provided to me. 17 Southern 3rd 766 from the 4th DCA, where the defendant's sister, who'd been willing and available all throughout the pendency of the case, was sprung on the trial on the prosecution at the last moment. In this case, was excluded, and that was affirmed. I'll state specifically, as the Westling Court stated, and for the record, that's 877 Southern 2nd 877, that's a 4th DCA case from 2004, that the witness was not newly discovered. It wasn't as if they just found the witness who had been unknown to them. It was the defendant's sister. Her whereabouts were known, her willingness to provide information that was favorable to the defendant was known, but the defense provided really no justification for the 11th hour disclosure. That being said, I don't want to risk this case being retried. I am not going to strike the defendant's witnesses. I understand what I have ruled so far, but I gave the state an opportunity to talk to them. At least you have. You've deposed one. But let me say this. Their testimony shall be limited to what you've said it's limited to. If it's for impeachment or for rebuttal as to the identification of the video, that is all that is coming. Don't be delving into other areas that we have not discussed here already or that are not proper impeachment. Because as I recall from Mr. Shipes or Mr. Shapiro, in his testimony and bond hearing, he would keep saying, oh, he's a good kid, he's of good moral character, he's not violent, he wouldn't do that. As you well know, that is all completely inappropriate, inadmissible evidence during this trial. You ask him pointed questions, and I expect distinct answers, or I will be sustaining objections as they're made, because he was going above and beyond the things that he was saying before. But tell me with specificity, because now, if I'm going to allow the Zoom depo over the objection of the Zoom testimony, over the objection of the state, what difficulty or what do you need to present him with? What documents, so that we can get those to him ahead of time, or send them to him now via text or email or whatever it may be, because I do know and recognize the difficulty in showing a witness on Zoom an item of evidence. We can't show them.
I believe I can share a screen on Zoom.
Okay.
I believe I can from this testimony. All right, so I think we can set it up.
Will that appear appropriately on all the jurors' monitors and everyone else? Okay.
I think we can share a screen. I won't be able to use the physical evidence as well, because that you'll have to hold up to the camera, but I think most of what I need to show.
Yeah, and where would the camera for the Zoom be? Is it that one back there?
It will be on wherever you put it on. Yeah, it'll be that one. Sure.
Right, so no one can hold up a gun or a rifle or anything up to that thing.
I'll figure it out, Judge. I mean,
Does the Elmo show on the Zoom screen?
We can put whatever we want on the Zoom.
Okay.
The absence of evidence is not the evidence.
You say the Elmo?
What?
Yo, real quick, shout out to everybody in the building coming through from the Cat Not Williams squad. Appreciate you, family. Appreciate y'all coming through. What's going on with my mouth? My mouth not working. It's frozen. But yeah, shout out to everybody coming through from the Cat Not Williams crew. Appreciate you. Shout out to Cat. Showing the love. We gonna keep it rolling, but just had to come and show some love. Factual Lie in the building. Destin the B. Keisha E. What up? Appreciate y'all, family. Appreciate y'all. Let's keep it rolling. Gotta figure out what's going on with my mouth.
we had a little bit of difficulty in the depth I was holding up to the camera.
I understand.
These are problematic things. I appreciate and respect the court's ruling.
I am, however, going to tell them the names of the witnesses, because I do need to know if they know them or not. I'm not going to say the defense failed to disclose the witnesses.
Oh, can't forget about adventuring. Hey, I wanted to ask, is that adventuring or adventure-ering?
I'm just going to say 2 additional witnesses have, let me see how I'm going to say this. 2 additional witnesses have just now been made known to the court, whose names I need to advise you to make sure that you're not related to them by blood or marriage or know them from any business or social relationship. And then I will say their names. So I do need their full, complete names. What's Miss Robinson's name? Can you spell it for me? And then Mr. Shipes, AKA Shapiro, what's his first name?
It probably should be read Shapiro, also known as.
Okay,
Shapiro is his real name.
all right.
Are you ready, Your Honor?
Yes.
And so I believe it's pronounced Shardeja. Shardeja. With the initial K and then last name Robinson, regular stuff.
Okay.
And Your Honor, if I could also her testimony, just make the same request that I have with other civilians, if her face would not be placed on the camera.
Okay, we'll be sure not to show her face on the camera if we'll adjust it. Is that who you're calling next, or are we calling Mr. Shapiro? All right. Do we have Zoom ready? We do not. Okay. Well, do y'all have the number to give to our IT folks so we can get that set up?
I'm understanding he's already on.
Is he? Let me go check.
I don't see anyone on Zoom.
Let us Zoom now. I'm gonna admit you. Go ahead and join. I'll admit you gonna make him call.
The absence of evidence is not the evidence of absence.
What?
While they getting that set up, shout out to Joni 4 with
Yes.
another gifted membership. Appreciate you, family. Y'all show Joni 4 some love. Drop her
The
some
Elmo
Blue
Karen.
Jays.
Okay. Okay. Well, let's hope resolve that.
My bad. I was making sure they wasn't talking. They kind of on the sidebar. But yeah, drop her some Blue Jays and some coins in the chat. Some slime brothers and all that good stuff. Drop some KSPNs too if you a member and you got the KSPNs for all the Raiders in the building. Appreciate y'all, family. Shout out to FFS for the heads up, letting us know y'all was coming. Drop some coins for you. So for those who don't know, this trial is about wrapping up. They pretty much the state's case is done. They now it's the defense presenting their case. They got a couple more witnesses. Earlier the prosecution was arguing against her against the defense bringing his mom in to go against what the dad said, because the dad said that do fit, but the mom said it doesn't. So they having some issues on if the judge want to let it in or not, because the judge been trying not to let. I mean, she ain't really been biased or nothing. She's just saying it's kind of late for it. You should have been presented it. So that's pretty much where they at right now, is figuring out if she gonna deny them to bring this other witness in. And then also it could cause a mistrial because now it's late or whatever. I don't know. You know how they do. They always find something. I don't know. They still on mute. I guess they having a sidebar still. Let's see why they doing that.
Welcome to Flesh of the God.
Well, isn't this a nice surprise?
All right. Good morning, Mr. Shipes. Can you hear me? And no, you can't see me. Hold on.
I can see
Okay. I'm fine, thanks. So our jurors are not in yet. We're trying to get this set up and bring them out so that you can testify. I want to be sure that you can, A, hear and see me. Is that correct?
Yeah, I can see you from a distance.
There's another square that just has me in it. Are you on an iPhone or an iPad? Okay, if you swipe, you'll see all the different squares. Okay. And then there is a square where you should be able to see Mr. Robinson with his counsel seated at counsel table. Do you see that? Okay. And let me confirm that counsel and Mr. Robinson can also see the witness on the Zoom screen. Okay. All right. Anything we need to take up before we bring the juries out? And has Mr. Shipes, I understand Mr. Shapiro is your actual last name?
What up, Cat Knott Williams? Welcome. Appreciate you joining. Appreciate the redirect. Much love, much love. Drop some KSPNs for Cat.
Okay, we'll go by your official name. That he has been advised about what he can and cannot say.
Well, Your Honor, we can do that right now. We've talked about it a little bit in abundance of caution.
Okay.
The only lines of questioning that we intend to get into with Mr. Shipes are this: his basis for knowledge leading up to January 15th, 2020, how he knows Mr. Robinson, whether he's viewed the dash cam video, what his opinion is on the shooter in the video. And Your Honor, there was another thing that we discussed. I'm not trying to throw this in now. We did discuss it. It impeaches Mr. Robinson. Mr. Shipes is the one that signed Mr. Robinson, or Mr. Shapiro, and Abdul Robinson Sr. said that he was, involved and he was managing it. And Mr. Shipes, his only testimony is he may have signed paperwork. I never met him. I may have spoken to him once or twice, but that he wasn't as involved as Mr. Shipe was with the music stuff. That we considered to be impeachment. We did talk about it in the back. I don't know if the government objects to that, but that would be the extent. Obviously, the previous portions are the biggest ones.
Just a hot mess. Flesh of the Gods, good to see.
I mean, understanding my ruling that I'm allowing this witness to even testify, even though, I'm sorry? Oh, yeah, very funny, Mr. Mizrahi. Okay, then we're going to bring the jury out. I'm going to first ask them about the two witnesses who are now going to be called, and then we will continue with Mr. Shapiro's. Right now, he does not need to be shown on the jury monitors just yet. So if you can turn it off on the jury's monitors until he's... No, you're fine. We can handle that. Then I will have them call him as a witness. He needs to be sworn in by the clerk, and then we'll turn on the monitors before he's sworn, obviously. All right, you may go ahead, tell me now, but I thought he was the next witness. He is. Oh, okay. No, I don't want this jury to take another recess. They've been out almost 2 hours now.
So Judge basically introducing herself, how she knows Abdul Sr., but it's her father, how she knows Dean Robinson, the time that she spent leading up to the day of the event, that they were all living in the same house. That's going to come out. And when she saw the video, she's going to say she saw the video at the same time.
So they also should be having closing arguments coming today, depending on how long they take with these witnesses.
You can redirect based on their cross. Okay. Okay. Then if there's nothing else, let's bring out the jury.
All right, they're bringing out the jury. Time to get this show on the road.
The gatekeeper. That would be the right front, the right left, excuse me, the right left side. Front.
Okay, all right.
The jury is entering the courtroom.
Your Honor, I apologize for interrupting the state earlier, but the state can talk the ears off a donkey. This continued filibustering has got to stop.
Where are your police reports?
All right, you all may have a seat. Thank you. Let's wait for Mr. Whitaker's jury to come in.
Jury's in the courtroom.
Slap.
You talking about, Willis?
All right, thank you, ladies and gentlemen. You may resume your seats. First, I want to profusely apologize for that very extended delay for you, ladies and gentlemen. You know, sometimes things come up at trial that have to be handled by me and me alone, and we take as little of your time as is necessary to be able to resolve those issues, and so please blame none of the parties and none of the attorneys. Put it on me. But we needed to take up some matters outside of your presence. Those have been resolved now, so we will continue with the defense case. That said, I've also recently become aware of 2 additional witnesses whose names I did not read out to you last Monday when we were picking the jury. So I'm going to read them to you now as they are going to testify. And I do need to know if any of you are related by blood or marriage to either of these 2 witnesses, or if you know them from any business or social relationship.
Come on now, y'all. Come on now, dawg. They always want to cut the audio in the middle of a sentence.
Bruh.
Well, they'll cut it back on after she done giving her jury instruction. Again, if you haven't yet, hit the like button. Appreciate y'all being here.
Denied.
On Zoom, and he will be on those monitors in front of you. We're going to turn on those monitors now, and I'm going to ask the defense to call its next witness.
Jonathan Shapiro, also known as Johnny Schutz.
All right, let's confirm, Mr. Shapiro, that you can hear me and see me, correct? Yes, ma'am. Can you hear and see the courtroom on your Zoom screen?
Yes.
All right, and can all the jurors see the witness on your monitor? Yes, I'm seeing head nods. All right, if you will please raise your right hand to be sworn.
Do you solemnly swear affirm the testimony you give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, self you got?
All right, you may proceed.
Mr. Shapiro, if you would please introduce yourself to the jury.
Jonathan Shapiro.
And sir, if you could very briefly explain to the jury about that record label, about what you do in the industry.
Yes.
First his audio was working all good, now it's tripping. What the heck? The hell, Bobby?
Have you been successful ever in developing a superstar?
Okay, just a minute. When there is an objection, and I know you're on Zoom, but I'll need you to stop speaking so I can rule on
cutting
it.
his audio? They cutting out his audio?
Okay, that's all right. So be sure, attorney, since this is on Zoom, that you speak into the microphone so that the witness can hear you. Do we have all your microphones on and working? Okay. All right. And the objection was relevance, and I will sustain the objection.
Mr. Shapiro, let's now talk about your artist, Hakeem Robinson, a.k.a. KSOO. Did you get to know him before January 15th, 2020?
Yes.
how many weeks, months, years did you know him before that date?
He said, I don't know.
Now, beyond the trip in New York City, did you ever spend time together? Did you happen to spend significant time with him in December of 2019 in California? Now, these times that you're working together in the studio, was it solely in the studio, or would you hang out as well, too?
They are. I think they cutting out his testimony. When they get the yes or something here and there, but when he talk, I think they cutting it out. What the heck?
Did you ever see Mr. Robinson playing basketball? Did you ever see him swim in your pool? Assuming he was in a bathing suit and not wearing a suit like he is today?
Unless it's just low and I can't hear it. Let me turn my phone up and see.
Oh, no, you answered it. I was pausing for the next question. So now turning your attention to January 15th, 2020, was there a point in time that you had the opportunity to see a dash cam video related to this case of a shooting? Yes. Now, did you come to, based on your knowledge of Mr. Robinson, the time you had spent to him, did you come to an opinion as to whom that shooter was?
His audio was crystal clear the first time they
Were you
talked.
basing that solely on the height of the person in the video, or were you taking into consideration all aspects? Were you taking into consideration the fact that you were looking on a screen as opposed to in person? Any of your work within the media industry, does it ever involve things on video? So, I don't know if that was a question to me. I apologize. Experience on viewing things on video to see what looks good and what works. Now, put that on me. To change gears now to the last topic of the signing of Mr. Robinson. You signed him to your music label? Yes. You were the CEO of that label? Yes. What involvement, if any, did Abdul Robinson Sr. have in KSOO Hakeem Robinson's career? Did you ever meet him in person? One moment, Your Honor.
All right.
Nothing further, Your Honor. Thank you.
Okay, cross-examination.
I'm glad they ain't that long with it because we can't hear nothing he's saying.
Yes. As long as you speak into that microphone.
But I think the mom is supposed to be coming up next. KSOO's mom.
Good morning, Mr. Shapiro. Alan Mizrahi again. I want to show you a series of pictures and see if you can identify them. Mr. Kruger, if you could help me.
Share screen.
Yeah, let me see here. Share, but I want to use the PowerPoint. Do you remember which one it is? We're going to start with this one. I think we spoke earlier today, and I showed you some videos with regard to a gray and black. Can you see that? Are we sharing the screen? And you would agree that you have seen the defendant Hakeem Robinson in this black and gray sweatshirt? And that is Hakeem Robinson in that? Yes. I also want to show you.
Did he say yes? Hold on, it sounded like he said yes. Did the defense bring in a witness that just admitted that was him on the video? That is wild.
What's been entered as State's Exhibit 230. Mr. Cooper, which one's that? Which PowerPoint's that going to be? Oster tags? I got it. All right, do you see that PowerPoint now, Mr. Shapiro? Okay, I'm going to show you a photograph that's contained within that. Thought I had it. There it is. The last one, right? Do you see those two people? Yeah. And can you identify the one that appears on the right side of the screen? And does that fairly and accurately depict the way he looked in January of 2020? We testified that you spent 3 to 6 months with him in the time leading up to this. But you can't say whether or not States 230 appears the way Mr. Robinson looked at the time of this incident? Right. Okay, well, I'm asking from your memory, is it consistent with the way he looked back then? Do you know the person in the red sweatshirt? I think you said he looked familiar. You saw photographs of him with Mr. Robinson.
Bruh.
So before your testimony here today, you've been watching social media about this case?
I'm sure everybody involved.
So we established that. I'm going to show you. Get the PC. Defense exhibit. Number 3.
I'm sure they all been watching the trial.
I'll try to, it's still sharing. It's going to take me some time to get to that other one. So just be patient with me. There we go.
The truth is that you are a liar.
Okay, let's see here. Oh, share. Okay, do you see two different pictures now? I have to get rid of you, me. Okay. So the jury can see the photographs.
The evidence is going to show that anything that I may
Showing
have
defense
said,
3.
they
Shapiro,
exacerbated
does
it.
that fairly and accurately depict Hakeem Robinson on January 14th of 2020? Does it fairly and accurately represent the way he looked when you were with him in the months leading up to this?
Why is he taking on so long on cross? He taking
Stop
longer
sharing.
than direct.
The other thing I wanted to discuss with you, Mr. Shapiro, is the concept of drill rap. And sometimes, are you objecting? Would you agree that KSOO would sometimes participate in rap songs that depicted violence and death? For entertainment purposes, of course. And that the defendant, Hakeem Robinson, was part of the ATK rap group.
Hey, Keisha E, she need that wrap it up.
Well, you would
button.
agree.
Wrap it up, B.
You would agree.
Wrap it up.
I understand. You would agree that Hakeem Robinson and Kenyatta Bullard in the ATK rap group did not like the group 6 Block. You would agree with that? And so 6 Block was a rap group, ATK was a rap group, and they would both do diss songs making fun of the other members' deaths, correct? Sure. But the trash involved the deaths of real people, correct? So it doesn't matter to you whether children are killed as a result of these rap songs?
Yeah, just a minute, there's an objection.
I ain't never scared.
Shapiro, just a moment. And what's the ground for the objection? All right, I'll sustain the objection. We'll move on from that question.
But you were aware that the two groups, 6 Block and ATK, had bad blood between them? And is it fair to say that you signed the defendant, Mr. Robinson, in part because you wanted to make money on his record sales? Sure. Well, sir, you were protecting your investment. Fair? Okay, Mr. Shapiro, you've answered my question. Thank you. I have no further questions.
Okay, is there any redirect?
Mr. Shapiro, 2 quick questions. Are you here testifying out of financial motivation?
Your Honor, objection. Relevant.
All right. Okay, I'm gonna sustain that objection. If you'll just answer the question asked, Mr. Shapiro, thank you.
I think we got the answer, Your Honor. I can go to the next question.
Okay.
Mr. Shapiro, you were asked about a Nike jacket. You remember that on cross-examination? Going back to January of 2020, specifically within the music community, were Nike Tech fleece suits popular? That colorway, the black and gray, is that a common colorway or is it unique? Now, with respect to Mr. Robinson's size, do you have any personal experience or knowledge with what size clothes he wears?
He needs some milk.
Objection, Your Honor. He just said he's speculating.
All right, if you know, you may answer, but if you don't know, we don't want you to guess.
This is crazy. This in and out is killing me. I want to see the mom testify though, because they've been trying to fight against that. I want to see if it's gonna really make a.
Last line, or Mr. Shapiro, last line of questioning. You were asked about drill rap, and within the music industry, are there rappers that try to co-opt the life of others to sell records? One more. It sells better than what I've referred to in this courtroom earlier as happy rap.
It ain't your money. It ain't your money.
Nothing further, Your Honor. Thank you, Mr. Shapiro. We're all set with you here today.
All right. Thank you. May this witness be excused then?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, sir. You may zoom off now. Thank you.
So if they get a RICO, then that mean that these record labels, right? That's what he's saying. They promoting that, want them to put that out there because they make money off of it. They make more money. That was all the main purpose of the whole thing, was just to say that they make more money off them promoting drill rap and killing and gangster rap, which is a good point for him to make. But now, don't that involve y'all? Don't that make you part of it now?
All right, defense, you may call your next witness.
Mad as fuck, I went up in a fucking race. I caught a nigga lacking at the store, fucked up his face. They and shoot you in your face. And we'll put it back on your head and get you toe tagged. I don't like the brat, but done daughter got that cash.
And this right here in the video with him on the right, I don't know how good y'all can see it. That's Youngin Ace, who he just dropped a video about him and about the trial, about this trial. showing some of the videos from it. A lot of people been trying to connect him with the Bibby. Hold on, I got that clip. I could pull that up. The little Bibby murder, where they was saying
Do you know
they
someone
shot
by
little
the name
Bibby.
of Hakeem Robinson?
Here we go.
Yes,
How do you know him?
that's my brother.
I know they not about to do the same thing with her. I know the hell they not. Why is they doing the defense like this? Oh, maybe something they not ready yet. I'm about to say. Yeah, maybe they wasn't ready yet. Let me see.
Three to four bedroom.
How many people lived there at the time that you knew?
So it was my dad, Kenyatta, which is his baby mom, my brothers, me. All of us had access to the home. So
So when you say all of you had access to the home, is it all the siblings or is it everyone or?
all the siblings and kind of whoever close to us too, but all of us all the siblings, we all had keys.
Who would be the closest?
Okay, my bad. Not to interrupt. That's his sister, not his mom. That's his sister.
Would you say in that group that would be coming and going, just so that we have an idea?
My siblings.
Okay, so I'm just going to throw out some names. How many siblings do you have?
It's a total of 11 of us.
Okay, so Abdul Robinson Jr., is that a sibling of yours?
Yes, that's my brother.
Okay. Was he living in the home?
Yes.
Okay. Does he have also a nickname?
Yes, Kareem.
Kareem, okay. Was Hakeem Robinson living in the home?
Yes.
Was that the only home he was living in at the time?
He always was in between his mom and his dad, well, our dad.
Okay, but his mother is it's a different location?
Yes.
So you'd bounce back and forth?
Yes.
I know there's another Abdul Robinson brother. Did he live there too?
I believe he was incarcerated still around that time.
Okay. And then anyone else of importance that you know would come and go, that you can think of now? I know it's 5 years later.
All of my siblings, my dad, Kenyatta, the people who lived there.
Okay, now drawing your attention to, so during that time, would you see Hakeem Robinson a lot?
Yes.
Okay. You were familiar with, for example, his height and his weight?
Yes.
Okay, you'd see him in regular clothes, sleeping clothes, all type of clothes?
Of course.
Okay. And then there came a time later in September of 2020 where he was arrested,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Was your dad arrested at the same time?
Yes.
At that time, was a video released on the media about what is the subject of the case that we are here for today?
Yes.
There were several videos that were released into the media,
Yes.
right? The one I want to focus on is the one that was depicted of a strip mall, which showed someone shooting the victim in this case.
Yes.
Did you see that video?
Yes, I did.
Okay. And how many times would you say that you saw that video?
It circulated around the world, the internet, so I would say I've seen it numerous of times.
Okay. And knowing what you know of your brother, when you saw that video, what was your opinion of who the person was?
I immediately said, excuse my language, hell no. I was like, wow.
And how did you, what was it about looking at the video and then knowing what you know about your brother that led you to come to that conclusion?
So if I can give a description of how I describe my brother, I would say that I call him fat, slew-footed, which we would say 2 left feet. I call him stocky and tallest. He's a giant to me.
Okay, and how tall are you, just to give the jury some reference?
I'm 5'4".
Okay. And so as you describe him to you, he's a giant.
Yes.
And so when you looked at this, is that what it was that, in your opinion, made you believe that it was not him?
It was, honestly, being a sibling and a sister, it was the intuition, the gut feeling of just like, almost, if you know, you know. So it was gutting, but seeing it initially, I was just like, hell no.
Okay, no further questions, Judge.
All right, cross-exam.
She said, I was like, hell no. Hell no. Hey, Keisha E., you caught that? Yeah, I got the mouth working now. We got the mouth working on deck. You know what I'm talking about? Oh, I ain't even showing it. Look at me over here talking about I got it working.
So, Ms. Robinson, it's true when Abdul Robinson Sr., your father, indicates that Hakeem Robinson was living with him. That's true.
That's true.
And you were there too.
Yes.
And your father certainly would have had contact with Hakeem Robinson during the period of time he was living with him.
He contacted all of us.
Yeah, okay. And is it fair to say that everyone in that house had multiple phones?
Yes.
And I think you've indicated that you even have multiple phones.
Yes, I have two.
And Abdul Jr. had multiple phones.
Yes.
And Hakeem had multiple phones.
Yes, we've had multiple.
And that Abdul Robinson Sr., that he would provide sometimes that for y'all as a father giving to his children.
For myself,
Yes.
I took care of myself.
Okay, well, good
but
for
he
you.
took care of his son, so yes, he would.
Okay, so he would provide them things like phones.
Yes.
Got two phones, one for the plug, one for the hose.
When Charles McCormick, Little Buck, you've heard of him?
I heard of Charles McCormick.
Okay. And you were aware of, before your brother ever got arrested, you were aware of a disc track that he sang making fun of Willie Addison. You remember that?
Yes.
And you were aware of that.
Yes, I was.
And the defendant was aware of that.
Yes.
In fact, Leroy Whitaker was aware of that as well.
We all who are associated with each other are aware of that.
And just so to be clear, Leroy Whitaker and the defendant Hakeem Robinson are cousins.
Yes, they are.
And they're close.
Yes, they're cousins.
And so the whole group, including Abdul Sr., Abdul Jr., and the two defendants, were upset about this Charles McCormick making fun of the death of Willie Addison.
We all were.
Yeah. And so that was discussed among the group.
We all were upset.
Yeah. And one of the reasons for being upset is that McCormick was in 6 Block, this other group, correct?
We were upset that he was dissing my dead brother, Willie Addison.
Okay. And Leroy Whitaker was upset, and Hakeem Robinson was upset.
We all were upset.
Just want to share. And Hakeem Robinson was in, referred to the group was ATK, correct?
He was the brother of Willie Addison.
Okay, so Hakeem Robinson, this was his stepbrother, I think, correct?
Yeah, we all acted as blood.
Right, but he was like his blood brother. He was that close to Willie Addison.
Yeah, we were blood.
Okay. So he knew who he was.
Of course.
So
allegedly, this all started from a diss track about one of their brothers, stepbrother, Willie. Yeah, that's another one. But yeah, it started from a diss track.
So, Hakeem Robinson, he's right-handed, right?
From my knowledge, yeah.
I mean, you've lived with him for 20
Yeah, that's my brother, so I would say right-handed, yes.
Okay. But it'd probably be weirder if he were left-handed. You would notice that, right?
I don't think left-handers are weird.
Okay, well, unusual, not weird. That's a better word.
No, not unusual. If he's left-handed, he's left-handed. If
He's right-handed.
He's right-handed.
Right, okay, let's get past that.
Hold on. She hit him with the... Oh, shit, I'm late. Never mind. It took too long.
So you saw the internet stuff, and you didn't participate in this crime in any.
Absolutely not.
You didn't pick up Leroy Whitaker and Dominique Barner.
Absolutely not.
You didn't drive them away from the scene, any of that stuff.
I did not.
Showing you what's been entered into evidence of Stakes Exhibit 230. I'm just going to do it like this. You recognize?
Yes, I do.
And the person on the right is?
Hakeem.
And the person on the left is?
Leroy.
And do these photographs fairly and accurately depict the way Hakeem Robinson and Leroy Whitaker looked in January of 2020?
Yes.
Show you a couple more things. I think I have to use this.
This is not the only murder Robinson is accused of.
Yeah,
He is also
showing
charged
you
with
what's been
second-degree
entered
murder
into
in the
evidence.
2020 death of Charles McCormick, a.k.a. rapper Little Buck. His father, Abdul...
You see that photograph on your screen, Ms. Robinson?
Yes.
Does that fairly and accurately depict Hakeem Robinson in January of 2020?
Yes.
And what do we see in his right hand there?
A phone. Oh. A phone. Sorry.
And finally, Mr. Cooper may need, I think I can get to it. Does it show? Smith has the video.
Gaining millions of views and plays on YouTube and local rappers rising to fame.
I'm showing you states 192. You see that on the screen?
Yes.
And you see Hakeem Robinson in the smaller box?
Yes, I do.
Is Mr. Robinson wearing a black and gray two-tone sweatsuit?
Your son.
Yes, he's wearing a Nike sweatsuit.
And you've seen him wear that before?
Yes.
You've seen him wear that in the time period leading up to this homicide?
Yes. I just wanted to clarify because you said leading up to this homicide, like you, because you said.
Well, January of 2020 is the,
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yes.
I wasn't trying to trick you. The defendant, Hakeem Robinson, as we sit here today, is bigger than he was in January of 2020.
Slightly, yes, but he's always been just about that size. He has picked up a slightly amount of weight, and his hair has grown, but he's definitely Hakeem that I know.
I understand that. He's put on weight since January of 2020.
Slightly, yes.
Okay. Well, you didn't tell me slightly an hour ago. You said he was bigger, and now you're changing it to slightly.
Well, you asked me, was he bigger? I clarified. Well, you said significantly, and I clarified that significantly was a big word to explain this person. So I clarified to you that he was about and slightly the same size. Because you said, did you use significant?
Yes. I'll ask a question, and you can respond, since we're in a little difficult position here. I asked you if he was significantly bigger, and you would not say that he was significantly bigger, correct?
Correct.
But then we both agreed that he was bigger today. You never said
Yes.
the word slightly, correct?
All right, he's bigger today.
Okay, so you would agree that he's bigger today than he was in January of 2020?
Yes, not significantly bigger.
Okay, well, I didn't ask that, did I?
Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Robinson. I have no further questions.
All right, is there any redirect? Oh, I'm sorry, yes, of course. For Defendant Whitaker, go
The
ahead.
victims behind the lyrics are sons. What murders of young men in Jacksonville?
KSOO,
And I like
and
that
you
song.
know we smoke Lil Biggie.
Good
The
morning, ma'am.
victims
How are you doing?
behind the
Good morning.
lyrics are
Ma'am, you're familiar with my client, Mr. Leroy Whitaker?
Yes, I am.
Okay. And he's been over to your home on the one you used to live with your dad?
Yes, he has.
Okay. And you mentioned that, actually, first, let me back up. In terms of siblings, who's older, yourself or Hakeem?
Myself.
Okay. And if you don't mind me asking, how much older are you than him?
A year?
Okay.
Addison was older than you, ma'am?
Yes, he was.
How much older than you was he?
Um,
And I realize this might
5 years. It's a lot of us. We rarely remember each other birthdays and dates, and we don't. So sorry if when you ask me about these times, because it's a lot of us. So the birthdays and stuff is a little.
completely understand. But you think roughly about 5 years older than yourself?
Yes.
And you're a year older than Hakeem?
Yes.
Okay. Leroy Whitaker is substantially younger than you, correct?
He is.
Okay. Back in 2020, Hakeem was 21 years old. Does that sound about right?
Yes, it does.
So you would have been about 22, right?
Yes.
Leroy Whitaker was 19, right?
Yes.
And so Willie, had he lived, would have been, if you were 22, he would have been about 27, 28.
Correct.
And it sounds like maybe about 27 when he was killed.
Right.
Okay. Leroy Whitaker didn't have any kind of a relationship with Willie Addison, did he?
Not from my knowledge at all.
I don't have anything further, Your Honor. Thanks.
All right, thank you. And redirect.
The absence of evidence is not the evidence of absence.
What?
As you sit here today, has Hakeem Robinson shrunk between 6 inches to a feet in 5 years?
No, he's still a giant.
Okay. Has he put on over 100 pounds since he is in the past 5 years?
No.
50?
No.
Slight, as you described it, right?
It's slight.
Okay. Now, the state got up and asked you about the relationship with Blue. Would it be fair to say that Blue started to get closer to Hakeem Robinson when his rap career started to take off?
Objection beyond the scope of cross.
Repeat the question.
If he became closer to Hakeem when his rap career started to take off?
I'm going to sustain the objection.
And the state asked you about multiple phones. Would you know whether or not Blue gave him those phones or the phones that belonged to Hakeem were given to him by his mother?
I wouldn't know that. That's not something that he would do as far as go to get them phones, but I wouldn't know who actually got it.
He also showed you a couple of photographs of Hakeem with a sweatsuit on. Did everybody have a sweatsuit like that?
Around the time that pattern was popular, Nike was making this ashy gray and light gray black pattern way also with this orange. So around that time, the Nike colorway was popular.
I'm sorry to interrupt. I need to see court reporter and counsel at sidebar, and I need, yes, right now. Thank you.
What was that? She just interrupted him and snatched him down. What is going on here? They was already talking about a possible mistrial. What is going on here? Appreciate y'all being here, family. I do. I'll pull up the rest we was watching from earlier. From this morning for those who haven't seen what was happening this morning, but yeah, that was crazy. That was crazy. She said boop. She pulled a cat move, a boop on there. Heck no, shut them down. I don't know what's going on with that one, family.
ATK and KTEA, those are the groups that we hear about a lot. Are they the biggest problem for Jacksonville?
They have been recently, for the most part.
In this music video,
And now I wonder what I upset, got a low, I told her drop that. FNSP one in the head, ain't got the back.
the man in the green shirt is Kenyatta Bullard. He's known as rapper Young and Ace. He was a sole survivor in a deadly quadruple shooting at the Town Center in 2018. In the video, he wears an ATK chain around his neck. The lyrics reference 3 men killed in shootings.
Who I smoke, baby, who I smoke, Tiki, who I smoke, Lana.
One of the victims, known as Bibby, is 16-year-old Adrian Gaynor.
He was joy. All he did was laugh and dance.
He was shot and killed in the Hilltop Village apartments in 2019.
Nobody can do anything worse to me than killing my child.
It took 2 years for an arrest to be made. The man accused of killing him is Hakeem Robinson, known as rapper KSOO. Robinson is charged with second-degree murder. Gaynor's mother, Elizabeth Gaynor, says Robinson and other rappers continuously mocked her son's death in music videos and on social media for years.
Ms. Robinson, I think you just answered the question. You were finished with your answer?
Yes, I am.
Okay, no further questions, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. May this witness be excused?
Yes.
All right, ma'am, you're excused and free to go. All right, and from defendant Hakeem Robinson? Well, let's take a recess then. It is now 12:30, ladies and gentlemen, and we are going to give you all a lunch recess for 1 hour. So I'm going to ask that you leave your notepads behind, lock them, secure them, and we will return them to you when we reconvene. Thank you for your patience throughout the course of this trial, ladies and gentlemen. Please be sure
Lunch recess. All right, well, before they do that, I'll catch up with a little bit of this from this morning. And then, shoot, I might have to take me a lunch recess myself.
They deposed our witnesses for days, multiple times, and now...
This is from this morning, from today.
Absolute. Mr. Robinson says, that's my boy. They're countering that with people that we've never even talked to. If we talked to him 5 minutes before, we don't have transcripts. We can't go and follow up on all the evidence that we have here, show those witnesses. It will take hours to depose these people properly. And so that's the prejudice. Our entire trial strategy may change because of this, which is completely unfair. The state, maybe we wouldn't have asked that question. Maybe we wouldn't have asked Mr. Robinson that question, if we knew that other people were countering it. So there's a whole trial procedure from opening. We haven't mentioned these witnesses in opening. Knew these witnesses existed, maybe we would have mentioned them in opening. Maybe we'd have gone through the process of all of our witnesses in our case in chief of building around how Mr. Robinson knows more than these other witnesses.
Oh, actually, wait, I got some more too. I got some more them interrogations. I got this one too. Let me pull that up. I got this one where this cop, I'm pretty sure he tried to plant a crack pipe on Butter girlfriend. Y'all know Butter. I forgot his real name right now. I can't think. But yeah, Butter. I think they tried to plant a crack pipe on his girlfriend. Let me play that part, and then I'll play some of her interrogation. I'm gonna load it up.
Couldn't anticipate that they would call witnesses they haven't listed. That is the prejudice, and I know the court is aware of what trials are, especially this case more than others. The amount of time, effort, evidence that we've put into this case is unusual. This isn't a PFCF case where there's 2 witnesses or something like that. This is hundreds and hundreds of hours. I would also point out that the defense motion in limine that was filed in July that we heard, paragraph 2, they actually anticipated this exact issue by saying that they filed a motion saying that no officer should be permitted to give their opinion. And so it's shocking to me that the word no witness could have been included instead of no officer. That, the court can render its own judgment about whether that was intentional for what we're dealing with here today, or whether or not that was merely accidental that they just said officer instead of witness, knowing the only person in the case that was identifying someone from that video was a witness. And they filed a motion in limine saying no officer. And that was this defense motion in limine that was filed July 13th.
And Your Honor, I don't misquote cases. So the case that I cited to, those officers, so I wouldn't put something in there about the state of the case all the time.
I was not saying she was misleading the case law. What I'm saying is, if they believed that Abdul Robinson's testimony was inadmissible, they 1,000% would have put it in their motion in limine. And that was the only direct evidence of someone identifying someone was Abdul Robinson. Yet they took the time to put in a paragraph, no officer will identify him, when none of the officers identified him from the video. So I submit to you that this was intentional. They intentionally did not put no witness because they didn't want the state to know that other witnesses were to come into this court and give an opposite opinion of Abdul Robinson.
So he says I'm not saying it's intentional, but just argue that it's intentional. I take offense to that, Your Honor. I am saying that that is what I put in there based on the case law that I was aware of at the time. In my opinion, I did not believe that Abdul Robinson, just because Joe Cooper says, is that him in the video, doesn't make that statement invisible. So I didn't believe that that was a proper that he was a proper person to make that opinion.
Despite the case law that says he can absolutely do that?
Judge, the case law that you're citing to, it's, as you can see, I'm trying to differentiate it on the fly right now.
Okay.
So, and in those cases too, I would submit, and without looking at them and digesting them and studying them, almost positive that I could differentiate them with the fact that this is not the same situation where you have a video of someone who is completely covered. There are nothing about what he can say. He is not, for him to say, oh, he's running and his body morphology, that
All right, so look, this clip right here, it's at the very end of Butter, his girlfriend, her interview, which I could play a little bit of it next. But this is at the end, and this dude walk in. Oh, you can't even freaking see it. Let me scoot it over this way. See if you can see him some more. Nope. All right, let me open this up. There we go. So this dude walking in at the end, and he walk in, it just looks suspect to me. So I don't know. You know, I be assuming stuff. I be thinking a lot. Sometimes I'll be wrong. Let me know what y'all think. Look, he tried to act like he was looking for something over here, like he was checking all the walls, but this thing on the floor has been, it's been loose since the beginning. In the beginning of it, you could see it was loose too. But, and then he gonna walk around. All right, here, I'll just play it. Here.
Do you want more speak for the room? Okay. Do you have any credit cards that aren't yours?
There's a crack pipe in the corner.
What's that?
There's a crack pipe in the corner.
She lying. That ain't mine. Do crack. No, that ain't mine. They searched me before I came here.
What'd you say?
They searched me before I came here. I ain't had nothing. You talking about crack pipes.
Put all your money right back in there. I'm making sure you don't have anything to get. You know.
Hey, how much money is that?
And what he just do just then, blocking off the camera. First he was on the side, then he come back. Clearly blocking off the camera. And after doing all that, then watch, he gonna tell the other guy to go pick it up.
Be at my car. Wait, they're here. Yeah. What's that? Yep. Yeah, you can sit down. This isn't her stuff, is it? What stuff is this? Huh?
The absence of evidence is not the evidence of absence.
What?
Do you want more speak for the room?
Hey, yo, big shout out to Ali. just popping out the bushes to show some love. Appreciate you. Appreciate the love and support. Y'all show her some love. Hey, Allie been coming through with a lot too. We might have to get Allie a emoji up in here one time for the one time, because Allie been showing love. Appreciate you, family. Let me know what you got in mind and start thinking about it. Drop you a bomb or two. Yeah, that was crazy though. Y'all seen him? He very clearly was trying to set something up, or at least make her think he was gonna set her up so she could, I don't know what he wanted to do, so she could bow to his will. No, I'm just but hold on, I got some more stuff though. I got some more. Hold up, family. I got some more. Let's go to the dungeon.
Education. You what?
I don't build well, honestly, everything with him. So I do want to ask him, before I let these people search my house, do you got something you need to let me know? You know what I'm saying? So I can let them know. So y'all, I know if y'all find some shit, ain't gonna be like, oh, it's her, I honestly know that, but it's just like, I need to see if he can tell me something. Because I ain't trying to go. I mean, it was a great scare, you know what I'm saying, for you, but I just need to ask him. I ain't even about that. If I go to tell him, not, oh, well. But if I can not do that by talking to him and getting him to tell me something, at least saying.
So this is but a girlfriend. This is after the shooting that they was just talking about. That shooting that they saying KSOO did, and Butter said he had on the red shoes and the black outfit. This is after that, and then they went to raid his house, and they was looking for them red shoes and that black outfit, but she was saying that they don't exist, or she never seen them.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Then cool, but y'all could definitely search that car right now. Nobody gets in that car. But I do want to ask him before.
You want to talk to him before giving us consent to search your house?
Yeah. So I mean, I know. I don't know, it's just something just don't feel right. Something just don't feel right. I just want to talk to him and ask him, you know what I'm saying? Because, I don't know, I ain't got no easy feeling. And it ain't on my part, it's just on his part, Yeah.
Well, I just got done talking to him.
I'll search that shit, and after y'all search it, y'all can take me home, y'all can search it and leave me there. You feel me? Cool. If we can get that, if I do want to talk to him and see what he can tell me as far as, you know what I'm saying? So I know what y'all gonna find in this motherfucker. I don't think y'all gonna find anything. Not nothing major. Not nothing major.
I can tell you the only thing we're looking for is clothes and a cell phone.
You gonna find whatever you're looking for. Let me ask him, please.
Well, it's your spot, ain't it?
Yeah, it's my house, but I don't know.
You the queen of the house. So if you say, hey, man, go ahead and search, do what you got to do. I don't have nothing in there.
Just based off the fact that I don't know if I'm going to go to jail after this, regardless of the, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to let y'all search my shit and I'm still going, you know what I'm saying? Still go to jail. Like, hell no, I could have just stayed chill and let y'all go through the regular way. But I know if y'all get a warrant, y'all can go in there and bitch without my consent anyway, right?
Yeah, we get a warrant.
Right, so
but
just
because the fleeing and eluding, that's not on my part.
There's an officer that.
Jazzy T.
Yes or no, sir?
Of course.
Prince Marcel.
Self-love first, right?
Over your children.
That's the law of nature. Love yourself first.
Okay. You're cooperating in this case, correct, sir?
Correct.
This is not your first cooperation, is it?
No,
You've somewhat made a career out of it, have you not?
I wouldn't say career.
Overall.
Back in 1999, right?
Did I do what?
Testified against Officer Eric Sinclair back in 1999.
So this is the dad again. This is KSOO's dad, and we played the son earlier. This is Abdul Robinson Sr. We played Abdul Robinson Jr. Talk about smoking Molly earlier this morning. So I'm gonna just play a little bit of this. Then I'm gonna get up out of here for now, and then we can come back a little later. Appreciate y'all, family. Back in '99, damn, he'd have been grandfathered into the snitch program. He been grandfathered in.
The officer evidently didn't take it to trial, correct?
Correct.
But your cooperation, your testifying to the federal government caused him to enter a plea, right?
I'm not going to agree with that.
Okay. Well, what you probably will agree with is that your sentence was dramatically reduced, right?
Yeah.
I mean, isn't it true that before you talked to the federal government, what you were facing back in 1999, you could have gotten up to life imprisonment, correct?
Yes.
And it was reduced to 10 years, right?
Nope.
Substantial reduction?
My time was reduced to 22 years.
How much did you serve?
About 10 years and 3 months, 4 months.
Okay. So from life to an ultimate actual serving sentence of about 10 years.
Guess what? It was a law change, and that's how my time got reduced again.
You've also worked as a confidential informant for police, haven't you?
Yep.
And you're cooperating in this particular case because it will help you, right?
Right.
And you were arrested, I think you told us roughly September of 2020.
September 10th, 2020.
September 10th, it sounds like you remember the exact day,
Yes.
right, sir? I imagine that was an important day to you, correct?
I ain't gonna say important.
Well, it did cause you to be incarcerated, sir, right?
Right.
Where you've remained, correct?
Right.
And that was for your involvement in the McCormick homicide, right?
Yes.
When did they hit you with the Rothermel homicide?
2021.
Okay, so in 2020, you're facing an accessory after the fact charge for your involvement in the death of Charles McCormick, right?
Right.
And when they brought you in, you've agreed to cooperate, right?
Right.
But that didn't happen until 2022, correct?
Right.
It ended up being the death of Mr. Rothermel and the attempt on P-Money, correct?
Correct.
But you have pled guilty to accessory after the fact for that death.
Yes.
And you have admitted to providing Varner with money in order to get out of town, correct?
Yes.
There was a point in time when these two murder cases are pending that you learn that the government is now trying to leverage you, threatening you with charging you as a principal in the Rothermel case, right?
Yes.
And that would have meant a life minimum mandatory for you, right?
Yes.
So, you agree, you cave, and astonishingly, for the second time, why is it that you only grow a conscience when you're looking at hefty prison terms? Right?
Right.
You had to cooperate and implicate your two sons, but it got you out of custody.
You say implicate them?
You had to point at your sons. Let's back up for a second. At the point in time that they leverage you with life on the Rothermel case, they had already arrested your son and said that he was the one that committed it, right?
Oh, no, you confusing me.
Okay. Let's break it down. You said a moment ago that the government sent message to you that they were going to basically indict you on the Rothermill case, and that you were potentially looking at life. You then decide to cooperate. You remember that, right?
Right.
Okay. They had already, on this case, through the evidence, through the depositions that your attorney was at, they already believed that Hakeem was a shooter, right?
Right.
All right. So it wasn't something that you came forward and like, hey guys, let me help you understand the case. You just agreed to their narrative. To Barner, your reliable hitman. In the Rothermill case, it's Blue, that's you, right?
Yes.
Now you also go by OG too, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So it's Blue, Butter, right? Dominique Barner.
Yeah.
And Chris Brown, right?
Yes.
That's the trio. Blue, Butter, Brown. In the Rothermill case, right? Right?
Yeah.
Now Chris Brown, his nickname is Crazy Chris.
Right.
Now let's talk about Dominique Barner. Your words, he's a reliable hitman, right?
Yes.
For you to know that he's a reliable hitman, you must have used him as a hitman before, right?
No.
But how do you know he's a reliable hitman? Can't be the Rothermill case because they didn't kill P Money. So how is it that you know that he is a reliable hitman?
I mean, you hear things when you're in the streets.
And that's where you live. Not physically on the streets, but you are a street guy, right?
I have been one.
All right. And the marks of that are on you. You have bullet holes, right?
Yes.
You have tattoos, right?
Yes.
Keem has neither.
Right.
Not a single tattoo in his body. Right?
Right.
Never been shot.
That's good. Nah.
Or wait, are you telling me that you, as the patriarch of the family, that basically these kids come by and say, hey, Blue, go do this?
They didn't call Leroy Whitaker daddy to go do it. They called me. They did. What if they would have called I would like to see how they would feel if they would have called somebody else to go pick somebody up. They didn't. They called me. If I would have knew something was going on, I wouldn't have never went.
All right.
Think I'm gonna go over there in my car with my phone and knowing something going on? I would like to been. If I would like to been involved in a crime, I'd like to know that I'm involved in a crime. Let me know that okay, it's a crime happening now. Let me know something. I was in the blind.
So you're a victim in this case, right?
I ain't gonna say I'm a victim, but I would like to know that I'm being involved in something and just ask for a ride.
All right, so then after you know about it, you're then cool with going to burn clothes, right?
Yeah, after I get to know about it, I was cool with that.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you was doing so well. I almost agreed with him. I was over here like, hey, yeah, I agree with that. Don't be calling me to pick you up. You over here committing crimes and shit. Like, you know, you can't do that. You got to tell me, like, you know, that there's some undercover operation. But then he said, yeah, I burnt the clothes. I was cool with it.
It's a little bit of a felony, you know, destruction of evidence.
Yeah, I did it. I like Scotty. I did.
Definitely know you didn't call 911.
Right.
That conscience only grew later when you were looking at life.
Yeah.
Now let's talk about Darrell Watts. There's a bunch of cell phones that are in the name of Darrell Watts, right?
Correct.
The phone that was used. Now, it's interesting. The government, they asked you about a bunch of phone numbers, and you remembered it off the top of your head, right?
Yeah.
But the one that they had to tell you was 478-305-9583.
Objection, Judge.
Right. Now that phone's under your dead friend's name, Darrell Watts, right?
Right.
You paid for that phone, right?
Correct.
And in December, you paid something like $1,000 that you owed on that phone and others.
Right.
So whoever it is that had that phone, the shooter, you supplied it to him.
Oh, I didn't know the shooter had the phone. I didn't know. I mean.
So, Darrell Watts was your best friend, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He was murdered.
Yeah.
To this day, you were not cleared as a suspect in that case.
Sustained.
Jazzy T. Sustained. Yo, Keisha E. My bad. Keisha E. Allie. Tat 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 Clouds, Brown Sugar, Beta Paris. OMG, wait till you see. Yo, Destin to Be, I seen you up in here. What up? I seen you earlier. Meant to say what's up. Cat Knot Williams came through with the crew. Appreciate y'all stopping by. Joni Ford with the sponsorship. Appreciate the sponsorship of the day. And Ali.
The absence of evidence is not the evidence.
Today's stream sponsors. Y'all show them some love. Shout out to the stream sponsors. Mark, what up, what up? New guy, appreciate you. Appreciate you hanging out with us. FFS in the building, appreciate you. And yeah, so I'll be Stacy Sibic. Shout out to Stacy Sibic. Champ, my black is golden. I'll be back on maybe later tonight. I say around 6 o'clock my time, which is about, right now it's 10 o'clock. So whatever time that is for y'all, I don't know. Shit, it's 6 o'clock my time. I think it's 9 Eastern. But other than that, y'all have a good one, man. Appreciate y'all stopping by. Stay fresh. Stay blessed. Peace out, family.
Welcome to Flesh of the God.
Well, isn't this a nice surprise?
Tap, tap. Thank you, family.
From the left, right, front to the passenger side. It's right here, the premiere. How you know? Cause them boys broadcast to the live. Wanna talk about it? Hit the link right here. Slide coins up, got 100 bands. Mars eyes, watch how the check. And the band made love to Obama head. 2 bands do a dance like check. I'ma keep going till I'm motherfucking tired. You what? I'm motherfucking tired. Slide brothers out, could we rain down game like what you mean? Just watch the rise. Watch the rise. Watch the rise. I am the flesh. I am the God.
Shout out to Cat Knot Williams hanging out with us. Appreciate you.
I am the God. Flesh of the gods. I see one. 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 I am the flesh. I am the God. I am the flesh. I am the God. I am flesh of the gods. Appreciate you joining.
Just a hot mess. Flesh of the Gods, good to see